And welcome to Longview Game Day. We're coming at you live this evening from Earl Campbell Field at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium in Tyler, Texas, where the Longview Lobos, the number one team in 5A Division I, will take on the Tyler Legacy Red Raiders. We're continuing the rivalry between these two, and along with me, Chuck, Zach, Tony, Kirk, back after a week away and back at the mic for color commentary this evening.
Yes, and whatever you're sipping on tonight, get it close, because every time I say Tyler Lee, you can have a little sip of whatever you're having, and hopefully it's not alcoholic, or you may be passed out before halftime. But some of us are old, and some of us saw Earl play here, and so we still think of this place as the home of John Tyler and Tyler Lee, but it's now Tyler High and Tyler Legacy.
Yeah, and they're having homecoming festivities already down on the field today, as that's seeming to be the vogue this year. Get those homecoming, get those senior day activities out of the way. We saw it at McKinney Boyd for the season opener. The Lobos had their homecoming last week. This week, it's Tyler Legacy's turn.
Yes, they named a king and a queen, so congratulations to their royalty. In a week we celebrate royalty. They named both a king and a queen. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, this has been a one-sided series for quite a long time. Longview's won 17 in a row over the Red Raiders. That goes all the way back to 2003. They have won the last 5 in dominating fashion, scoring at least 37 points in every one of those games, and holding Tyler to 26 or less in every one of those games. So Legacy's had a rough go of it with Longview. 46-14-2 is the advantage for the Lobos coming into tonight's game, and they dominate here, 22-9 against Legacy in Tyler. And in fact, John King basically owns this place. His teams overall are 20-1 at this stadium since he got this job with Longview.
Well, there was a time that Tyler Legacy, formerly Lee, was kind of the stepchild of the East Texas District, and they took a lot of losses here. But under Coach Owens, they achieved a state championship. But since then, it's been hard times here at Legacy High School on the south side of Tyler. But we were here a year ago, and they had 2 really good running backs and didn't really help them a lot.
Well, they had 2 really good running backs who have gone on to really good schools. Bryson Donnell, who's a guy we really thought a lot of last season coming into this game, is sitting right now at Texas Tech University. And the other guy, Jamarian Miller, who, by the way, happened to be the all-time leading rusher in Tyler Legacy High School program history, is plying his wares down in Tuscaloosa for one Nick Saban. He'll be in Austin tomorrow with the University of Alabama.
Well, I'll be there, but I won't be with Nick, so that's where he and I will part ways.
Yeah.
We'll both be in Austin tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be the one leaving happy.
Well, those 2 guys, as you said, did not have much impact on the game last season. Miller had 135 yards and a touchdown. Donnell, 10 yards on 10 carries last year. The Lobos really focused on shutting down the running game. They got down 10-0 in that game last season. Looked just shaky to start things, and then went on a run to blow out Legacy 46-20 by the final score. 503 yards of offense for Longview last year. They gave up just 183 to Legacy. So they really dominated after they got the shakes out of the way.
Yeah, last Friday I was not around to see the Lobos play, but what I saw in week 1, Lobo defense may be even better this year.
Lobo defense is good. Size is the thing they're lacking. They just don't have girth on the defensive line. It makes you wonder if they'll ever run into a team that just wants to shove it down their throat. That may be the only Achilles on this team, but they're fast. There's a bunch of them, and so far we can't tell if size matters or not. We just don't know.
Well, I know speed matters, and speed has a way of causing the other team to get out of timing, get out of whack, and that is what Longview can do. They can get after you really quickly, and they've got a lot of team speed, particularly on the defensive side of the ball.
Legacy out of District 10-6A. They are 1-1 coming into this game tonight. They have a loss to Lufkin, 31-23 in the opener, and then they had the rivalry game last week, which kind of makes you wonder what their state of mind is coming into this game. You got the distractions of homecoming, and you had the huge 4-overtime win over Tyler High last week, beating them 29-27 in 4 overtimes. So they not only played the full-on game, they ended up playing 4 overtimes as well. They got a very emotional victory in a game that was scoreless through 3 of the overtimes before they finally converted one of those 2-point attempts you have to do once you get past overtime number 2. And they got a very big win last week, but it makes you wonder, is that going to be a win they ride, or is that one that just takes so much out of you emotionally that they don't have much for the Lobos?
Great question. I tell you what, it makes me very nostalgic hearing them playing Lufkin, Tyler High, formerly John Tyler, and now Longview on back-to-back-to-back weeks. It is reminiscent of the 70s and 80s.
I'll add one to it. They go up to Texarkana next week to take on Texas High.
Just like the good old days, my friend.
It just is. The Lobos 2-0 on the season. They have opened things with impressive wins. McKinney-Boyd 36-10 in a game that was bothered by rain, but it didn't bother the Lobos at all as they dominated the 6A McKinney-Boyd. And then last week, they got down 3-0 to Marshall in the homecoming game and went on a 31 or 38-0 run and blew out the Mavericks 48-11, dominated the game on both sides of the ball. They've punted 2 times this season, 1 in each of these first 2 games. And we're talking about the defense. The offense hasn't really, it felt like, hit on all cylinders, and they're still destroying people.
Now, we've been on the air 5 minutes, and you haven't even mentioned number 199.
Well, no, I haven't. You're right. And it's a weird stat. John King is tonight going for his 200th official victory. In reality, he's already got 200 wins, but they had a forfeit back a few years ago using, I guess, an ineligible player. And so as a result, he's back down to 199, and tonight gets the chance to join a rather historic group with 200 victories. It's kind of weird. He's already got it, then he doesn't. Now he's trying to get it again.
Well, he's going to make it official again tonight.
Yes. Last week's win, 199. He sits with only one other coach in Texas history. That's Robin Bird, who coached at Wink and Maybank back in the 1978 through 2008 seasons. Weird deal on Robin Bird. He has 2 forfeits. He actually had 201 wins, but had 2 forfeits to his career and ended up with 199.
That is a little crazy, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it happened twice, but it sounds like it did.
Yep. The crowd that he would join tonight, if we jump ahead on this, Ray Biles, who was at Lorena for 30 years, Ronnie Bickham, who we knew from where we were up in Northeast Texas, New Boston, Paul Pewitt is where he spent a lot of his time in 28 seasons, had a couple of state championships. Mike Johnston, 22 years at Katy with 3 state championships. Dan Stallworth, 27 years at Quanah, Greenville, and Baytown. And J. Murray Stevenson, who had 33 years at Cotilia and Sinton. So that's the group that Coach King would join if the Lobos can get him to number 200 tonight.
Well, it would be incredibly impressive, but at the same time, I'm sure John King is not worried about that at all. He's worried about the W. He's worried about preparing his team for district, and he's worried about getting in and out of here with little or no injuries tonight.
And they have been very clean so far. You mentioned no injuries. He sent us to begin the season a lineup and the 2 deep. And each Wednesday I send him an email and say, Coach, any changes to the starters this week? The last 2 weeks, none that I can think of, which means you've been healthy for the 2 weeks and all your 22 starters are getting time. And last year, we knew over and over again, offensive line got dinged up. It took a long time to get the same 5 on the field consecutive games. This will be the 3rd consecutive game. The starting 22 is actually going to be lining up together.
Well, and more good news on top of that, because of the difference in scores, he's gotten some second-team kids in there as well.
All right, before we do anything else, we're throwing up on the screen for you this week's recipients of the Longview Orthopedic Star Foundation Student Athletes of the Week. The girls' side, that is Kristen Thomas. She is a volleyball star at Jefferson High School. They're partnered by Clean Cut Roofing of Jefferson. And on the guys' side, it's Tyson Wilson. He's a football player from Gilmer, Texas. And they, of course, are partnered by Stanley Ford of Gilmer. They are this week's Longview Orthopedic Star Foundation Student Athletes of the Week. We'll do this every single week throughout the season, and we certainly congratulate both Kristen and Tyson on receiving the award this week.
Well, we're about a dozen minutes away from kickoff here. I think it's about, we got 85 degrees here as we near kickoff, and I do not see the flag moving much.
No, it is a warm, it is a humid, and right now it is a sunny evening. We are on the visitor side looking right in. I mean, we're set up directly looking into the sun. We figure we got about 30 more minutes or so of that. If it was a 7:30 kickoff, it would probably be clearing out of the way. 7 o'clock kickoff tonight, we're going to be struggling looking at things that'll be down on the, for us, the right side of the field. It's going to be tough from about the 30-yard line in.
The Vuettes are on the field, and the Legacy drill team's out there. This is a big drill team town. This is the home of the Apache Bells here at Tyler Junior College.
I would think that
a lot of pressure for the drill team tonight.
That makes it tough if you're a young lady.
Yeah, the Apache Bells take a back seat to very few folks.
All eyes on the field for the performance of the young ladies as they start their thing. Back on the field last week, Marshall and Longview, the Lobos, I said, didn't have great star performances. The week before, Jordan Allen completed 75% of his passes, 200 yards. Jalen Hale had 6 catches, 123 yards, couple scores. Taylor Tatum ran for 144 yards, 3 touchdowns. Last week, a little bit of a step back, at least as far as those stellar performances. Jordan Allen last week was 8 of 14, 142 yards, threw a couple of scores. Taylor Tatum, 11 carries, 94 yards. He still had 3 touchdowns again. He's got 6 on the year. Jalen Hale, the emphasis by the Mavericks was stopping Jalen Hale. 2 catches, 26 yards. I only remembered 1 for 19, but apparently I missed one. 2 for 26 last week, no scores. Instead, you got Elijah Johnson, 7 carries for 88 yards and a score. DeKalen Reese had a couple of catches, 44 yards and a touchdown. Jamerson Derensburg had a catch. Elijah Johnson had a catch. Things got spread around to a lot of different folks last week, and as a result, the Stars didn't necessarily get their big numbers, which makes you think they may get some early touches, and then if this thing goes the way we think it might, we may see a bunch of those, not second-string players, but those players that are not the Stars getting a lot more opportunity tonight against Legacy.
Well, if teams continue to emphasize double-teaming, hell, you can see Reese, maybe Wright, and some others getting more looks, and that's certainly something Coach King would love to see Allen be able to do, is look off that intended receiver if he's doubled and find somebody else who's open. Of course, his preference first and foremost is to establish the run every week, and that means Tatum. We'll see if he can get him going early tonight.
And if we go back and look at last season's performances in this game, Hale had 4 catches, 140 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Allen was 5 of 10 for 122 with a score. Taylor Thomas didn't play last season in this game, and instead Jarrett Lewis had 8 carries and 103 yards. So it was, in effect, still the big three, still having big games. Of course, Josh Thomas was starting that game as well, or playing in that game. He went 5 for 6 for 165 yards and a couple of touchdowns as well. So yeah, the expectation, you would think, is the Lobos are going to, again, make some hay on those big-name guys at the beginning of this game.
Sounds like we got a little Lobo alma mater playing in the background. If you can hear that, and you can stand up at home if you're a Lobo alum.
All right, we are coming up on kickoff. We're waiting for the players to get on the field. But while we got a minute, we don't get a chance to do this all the time before the game, but we'll do it tonight. How about some starting lineup stuff then? Here's the starting lineup for the Lobos offensively. They will have 240-pound senior Jax Norman at left tackle. Alongside him, 250-pound senior Mongo Williams at left guard. Tavion Morgan, the 285-pound senior at center. Jacoby Watts, 235-pound junior at right guard. Martin Guerrero, the 250-pound senior, is going to be at right tackle. Angel Ramos, 215-pound senior at tight end. DK Reese, a 6'2 junior, is going to line up at one receiver. Of course, 6 foot, 180-pound senior Jalen Hale at the other. The tailback will be 6 foot junior 195-pounder Taylor Tatum, and Jordan Allen, the 6-foot, 190-pound senior, will be the quarterback for the Lobos. They're coached on the offensive side by Chris Valerie. He's the OC and the quarterbacks coach. Oscar Wilson coaches the running backs. John Ritt, the receivers. Chad Hancock, Spencer Borns are the offensive line coaches, and David Ashley is the tight end coach. For Legacy, it'll be Brantley Hooper and Travis Jackson on the outside, Jalen Dale and Jordan Renaud. And I said there's another player that went to Alabama in the spring that Nick Saban was kind of trying to recruit. That is Jordan Renaud. He is a 6 foot plus 250-pound 4-star defensive tackle. He'll wear number 9. So you're looking at how the Lobos deal with the big man on that defensive line. He's legit. Linebackers are sophomore Nate Kirksey and junior Brooks Gallagher. Middle linebackers Diego Castillo. Corners are McKill Sears and Jason Lee. They are a junior and a sophomore. Safeties are seniors Adriana Scott and Logan Presley. On the other side, Lobos on defense have Billy Smith, the 6 foot, 250-pound junior at one defensive end. Jordan Wright, the 180-pound senior at the other. Amarian Watkins is the 240-pound defensive tackle. He's in the middle. Big game last week, 12 tackles against Marshall. Outside linebackers are seniors Jeremiah Rougeley, who's a 6'1", 225-pounder, and a junior Chase Smith, a 170-pounder. Tadarian Boone, the 5'8", 165-pound senior, and Caden Brooks, the 190-pound senior, are the inside linebackers. J.K. Curry is the 165-pound junior at one end, or one corner rather. Jaden Simmons, 155-pound juniors at the other. Safeties are Buda Garrett, 190-pound junior, and of course 165-pound junior Willie Nelson. For the Red Raiders, here's their offensive line, Sam Anwuzumba, and I'm shortening his actual first name because it's even tougher. He's a senior at left tackle. Jatavion Hall's the sophomore at left guard. Rodney Harrison, the senior at center. Khalil Tutz, the senior right guard, and Jordan Crawford is the senior at right tackle. 4 seniors and a sophomore on the offensive line. Grant Parker's the tight end. He's a senior. Receivers are Nate Crockett, a senior, Jaden Hambrick, a junior, Micah Igaya, a sophomore, and Sir Christian Johnson, a junior. Those are the receivers for the Red Raiders. Tailback is Micah Pearson. We may see Keyshawn Howland and maybe Ladarius Yarber in there as well. And Luke Wolf, the junior, is the starting quarterback for the Red Raiders. He's completed 22 of his 49 passes, 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions so far this season.
While you ran through that, both teams have arrived on the field and are preparing for the national anthem.
Of course, Michael Fields is our kicker. I'm going to say that just as an aside because I want you to pay attention as well to their kicker. Christian Baxter hit a 49-yard field goal with 4 seconds left to force those overtimes last week and allow Legacy to get that win over Tyler High last Friday night.
Very impressive, 49-yarder in the clutch.
Yes.
And I'll stand up here as we get ready for the national anthem.
Texas flag, Cadet Seaman Apprentice Isaac Martinez. Navy flag, Cadet Seaman Melody Shields. Right rifle guard, Cadet Seaman Apprentice Austin Munson. Left rifle guard, Cadet Senior Chief Morgan Ware. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by the Tyler Legacy Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Where the fucking Caden go?
All righty, we're about to get some captains out in the middle of the field, and week 3 is about to kick off here at Rose Stadium. I can't do the whole all-long name thing. It's just Rose Stadium.
Yes.
Can I just get by with that? Is that all right?
Mother Francis, Sister... Christian, yeah. No, Mother Francis has been around, I think, as long as Rose Stadium. They just put the two together, and then we added Christus and Trinity and all that in recent years. But I liked a few years ago when they decided just to call it Earl Campbell Field.
Yeah.
I can really get down with that. I'm good with that.
All right, captains are going out now for the Lobos, and it looks like we'll have out there number 19 is Jose Aguilar, 32 is Caden Brooks, and it looks like maybe 29 is John Cowich are the captains for the Lobos, wearing their white and green road uniforms tonight. Get the Red Raiders out with 4, and it's going to be a struggle to read their numbers.
Yeah, you're going to have fun tonight with those red jerseys with black letters.
Yeah, and with the sun kind of being a bit of a pain as well, it's going to be a challenge. But you know what? We're worrying more about the white and green than we are about the red and black. So we'll just worry about that part. We'll do the best we can, and when the sun gets down, it'll be a little bit better. All right, looks like the Lobos won the toss. They're deferring to the second half, which means it's going to be the Lobos on defense to begin the game tonight. All right, well, at least we know that much. As we get ready to start this rivalry matchup between Longview and Tyler Legacy, Lobos are going to kick off to start this game, and they will be kicking with the sun at their back, basically.
We mentioned before that no wind tonight, so really didn't matter which end of the field that the Lobos picked. They're going to get the sun into the field. As the way the sun is shining right now, it's kind of like at a ball game where you have the infield shaded and outfield sunny. The end of the field that the Lobos are in is going to be the sun field to begin with.
All right, well, Michael Fields going to tee this thing off to kick it off. And we'll see who the Red Raiders send deep. They're coached by Joe Willis. Willis, in his time here at Tyler, comes in with a record overall of 13-13. This is his 4th season. Actually, he's now 14-14. Fields is ready. The refs are ready, and we are underway. Short kick. It's going to come down to about the 11-yard line. Grab there, across the 20, and driven out of bounds. That's going to be a 24-yard line where things are going to start. And on the return, that was number 3, Matthew Ross. And so the Lobos start on defense, with the ball sitting at the 24-yard line.
I love the fact that Coach King is right there saddling that 25. He's at the very end of the coach's box. He wants to get a great view of it right almost on the line of scrimmage.
All right, so special teams do a nice job. 13 yards allowed on the opening kick return, and here we go underway. That is Luke Wolf, who's back in the gun. Tight formation for the Red Raiders. And a little bit of a hesitation on the snap. Here we go now with 3-2 on the snap count. Handoff on first down. That's the tailback, and there's nothing doing for Micah Pearson, the sophomore. He's going to get maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all she wrote.
Little simple zone read. They didn't take it very far out to the edge. They just read it, gave it right up the middle. There was nothing there. You talked about some teams might try the Lobos up the middle. That's right what they tried on play number 1, to go right at them.
All right, they got a little beef on that offensive line, especially the right tackle, Jordan Crawford. 2nd down and 10. Luke Wolf back to pass. He's in some trouble, and he'll throw this one into the Lobo bench. Given chase that time with a combination of Jeremiah Rougley and Tadarian Boone. And I had a conversation with somebody before the game and asked about when are we going to start seeing Jeremiah showing up, because he had 10 sacks last year. He has 1 tackle through the first 2 games this year. And the response was this would be a game where it probably will start.
Well, that time it was good pressure on the rollout, and the quarterback had to get rid of it quickly.
3rd down and 10. Luke Wolf back in the gun, a little man in motion. They'll fake it there. They're letting him come through. Screen dropped. It was into the hands of that tailback, Micah Pearson. He couldn't hold on to it, and it's going to be a 3-and-out quickly for the Red Raiders of Tyler Legacy, and that is exactly not what you wanted to start if you're Tyler.
Well, we talked about it in week 1. You do not want to get in 3rd and long against this Longview defense. We saw Boyd in week 1 try some screen plays. They went to it right away here, never took a chance. But I think Longview, even if he'd have caught the ball, had the screen sniffed out.
All right. First punt of the game, a little delay on the rugby-style kick. It bounces at the 45, and the Lobos get away from it. It rolls inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. That's Christian Baxter with the punt. And it'll be first down for the Lobos back at the 28.
Yeah, I don't know if Willie Nelson ever played baseball, but somewhere along the way somebody said, you really don't want any part of that knuckleball. That thing, that rugby-style kick came off just like you want it to, where it's almost impossible for the return man to handle it.
All right, want to very quickly, I didn't say this before, defensive coaches, John Berry, the DC, Josh Rankin, the safeties, Scott Hart, linebackers, Brandon Bonds, defensive line, Pat House, defensive backs. Got to give them their due. First down, the offense out there. Jordan Allen's boy's got a man wide open. He didn't see him. He goes sideline to Hale. It's incomplete, but wide open middle of the field was DK Reese, who had nobody within about 5 yards of him, but Allen had locked on early that he was going at Hale, and it's incomplete, second down and 10.
Well, to make the throw downfield, he was going to have to get his feet set. The down and out that Hale ran, he could have just thrown it all in the run, and that's what he was trying to do out coming off the play action.
10:51 left to play here in the first quarter. Scoreless game, second down and 10 for the Lobos. Ball sitting back on the 28-yard line. They're going to go to the ground this time. Inside handoff. Elijah Johnson, maybe the 30, 31-yard line at most. Gain of a couple. And 3rd and 8 is coming up now for Longview.
Yeah, went a little vanilla that time with the straight dive play, and that is not going to be your home run hit. But Johnson gets some good yardage on that when he surprises defenses. But you kind of have to set that play up by handing the ball to that I-back, and they haven't done that yet. And now they'll go to the gun.
Third down, passing obvious situation. Hale's a man in motion on the left side of the offense. Back to pass. Allen's got a man. That's Johnson. Caught it at the 30. He's got a first down. Gives a big shoulder on the tackle out of bounds at about the 48, 49-yard line. That's a pickup of 19 and a first down for the Lobos.
Really well-designed play. They brought Hale in a little bit, almost to a slot position, knowing that he would tie up the corner and the safety. Then they just ran the fullback out into the flat, and pretty easy pickings that time.
Johnson with the reception. First down, Longview. They're staying in the spread. Allen back to pass. This looks like a designed run all the way, and that had all kinds of trouble. He ran into 99, Jalen Dale, and that goes nowhere. It'll be back to the line of scrimmage, so you don't get a sack on it. It just becomes a 0-yard running play, and it's going to be second down and 10.
Well, we're 4 plays in yet, and Tatum hadn't touched the ball. Very uncharacteristic, but as you will see this time of year, coaches are experimenting with different things, trying to figure out what their kids can do.
Second down and 10, 49-yard line. 9:35 left to play in the quarter, scoreless. Lobos will split 2 out to the right. In motion and now rolling. Allen looking, got a receiver. That's Reese. He was open on the first play of the game when they had the ball. He's open again, middle of the field. Catches it at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 17, and it's a first down for Longview.
Well, they have the 2 receivers on the right side at the start of the play. They pushed downfield. Then they ran a back underneath. Then they just simply drug Reese across the middle, and he found a nice open soft spot.
Right now it looks like they want to move Jordan Allen out of the pocket a lot. It will go on first down. There's a handoff. Elijah Johnson again got kind of hogtied from behind. Coming up to make that tackle is Diego Castillo. And it'll be a gain of a couple, make it 4 yards. Second down and 6 coming up.
Johnson showed he's able to play when they go to the gun because he's a good blocker. He's also a good receiver. Now they're going to go back to that capital I formation where the I-back is extremely deep.
And that is Taylor Tatum. Hasn't touched the ball yet. Play clock still at 15 seconds. Lobos have time. Allen looks like they may even be changing something a little bit. Instead, they go handout. Taylor Tatum right up the middle. He's driving the legs to near the first down at the 25, maybe the 24-yard line. Initial contact was right about the 29. He got 5 after contact and moves the chains.
First down, and perfect play to run the eye back for the first time. You got 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. You got 2 downs to pick up the first. Why not go to the hammer? And that's what they did that time, and they pick it up on one play.
Third first down on this drive for the Lobos. They've got the ball at the 24-yard line, first down and 10. Play clock running at 7:55 and counting. Man in motion's Tatum. Will give it to him on a little jet sweep, 20-yard line, 15, 10, inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line, where it'll be first and goal Longview. That tackle by number 9, Jordan Renaud, the well-renowned defensive lineman who followed that play and made the tackle.
We saw Renaud a year ago, had a great game last year, even though they didn't win. He looked excellent. That time, well-designed play again. They have Tatum on the outside in a slot position, running a little jet sweep type action underneath, kind of rocked the defense to sleep. I'm not even sure if they realized number 2 was out there in a receiver position.
One goes for 16 more. That'll make that 13 more. First down at the 8-yard line. And off again to Tatum, picking his way. He'll get contact at the 7 and lean to the 5, where it's going to be second down and goal.
Well, you're down there where those yards get so very tough on a first and go, so it's time to kind of man up and just start pushing folks around. Excellent lead block that time by Elijah Johnson to kick the linebacker out.
Gave him a lot shorter spot than I anticipated. Looked like he got the 5. Instead, they're going to put him back just outside the 6-yard line. So a gain of a couple. It'll be second down and goal from there.
Hale trots onto the field. If I'm a corner, I hate being on an island right now because we've seen what Hale can do in the corner of the end zone.
Let's see where he lines up. He's in the short spot right side. Allen, oh man, wide open. From the get-go, that was open. Allen connects with him. He bobbles the ball, and he's not going to make the catch.
Just too easy.
That was all right there. And Hale, and look, in all fairness, he's looking back toward the sun there. But he juggled that ball a little bit, and it becomes third down and goal on the incompletion. And we've seen 3 weeks worth of football, and I don't know where we saw 3 drops last year from Jalen Hale. We've seen that many already this season.
Well, that time he just had his hands, I think, in the wrong position. He kind of reached out forward with it instead of cupping the hands and bringing it in. Either way, he just couldn't get it under control with the back line approaching, and bobbles it enough to lose the catch and the touchdown.
All right, they got Hale to the left side this time. Allen going to roll that way. He's got single coverage instead, goes short. That's Elijah Johnson, and there's your touchdown.
Same formula as earlier. They picked up the very first down of the drive on. You have Hale push the corner deep. You run Johnson underneath, and it's a very simple throw to find him out there in the flat, and he waltzes in for the TD.
Second catch of this drive for Elijah Johnson. It comes with 6:23 left to play in the first quarter. Michael Fields coming on for the point after try, as Jordan Allen directs the Lobos down the field. Fields' point after is up and good. 7-0 Lobos. Comes with 6:23 to play in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We're coming right back to Longview Game Day.
At Godarzi and Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Charlene Ingram today.
All right, welcome back. You love big, splashy plays. I love 11 plays, 72 yards, 418 and a touchdown.
You know what's not to love about that, especially when you can convert on a big third down to get the drive going.
All right, here's the kick. Comes down to about the 3-yard line. Better by Fields that time, and the Lobos special teams again keep it to a short return. Number 11 is Mikhail Sears. on the kick return that time. So it'll be the 19-yard line for the Red Raiders on their second possession of this game.
Once again, excellent kick coverage, and this time the Lobos will line up with their defense and see if they can have as good a 3 and out as they had the first time around.
6:17 left in quarter number 1. Longview's got the 7-0 lead. Legacy again has Luke Wolf at quarterback. Passing's not been his forte so far this year. Throws on first down. Now, tell you what, that almost was 3 or 6 rather going the other way by number 3. Chase Smith jumped that route and just couldn't get a handle on it, or it would have been a 13-0 lead.
Well, and if that had not happened and the ball got to the receiver, he was about to get a full Nelson because Willie was coming up fast and was about to deliver a shoulder to his back.
And you don't want a full Nelson, do you?
No, not this early in the ball game.
No. 2nd down and 10, 6:13 to play. First quarter. 7-0 Lobos. Empty backfield. Wolf back to pass. Little time, steps up in the pocket. Watkins giving chase. Here comes Curry. He's going to get out of bounds with a first down at the 29, make it the 30-yard line. 11-yard scramble for Luke Wolf.
I'm not sure what that left tackle's name is, but I'm just going to refer to him as Captain Hook because he hooked the defensive end on the far side that time. I believe that was Shepard over there that he hooked and got away with it that time. The wing official didn't call it, so they pick up the first down.
There he is, Shepard getting time at that end. He and Jordan Wright have been splitting time at that right defensive end spot. First down and 10, 11-yard scramble for Luke Wolf. And on first down, they're going back to the ground. A nice little run outside the 35-yard line. Again, that's Micah Pearson, the tailback, for about 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened that time. Looks like Garrett comes up a little hobbled. Number 10, as he's going to walk to the sideline like he's trying to shake a cramp loose. It's awful early in the ball game for a cramp.
Well, we also got an injured Red Raider down far side of the field. So we've got a combination of issues that come with 5:55 left to play here in the first quarter. Lobos up 7-0, and they are trainers attending to the injured Red Raider far side of the field. They get him up, and that is one of the offensive linemen. That's left guard Jatavion Hall, the sophomore, the only sophomore on that offensive line, so they'll replace him.
Garrett's back out there. We'll keep an eye on him, see if that's going to be something that lingers the rest of the evening.
Actually, they marked him down 34-yard line, so they get a 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6 now for Legacy. They put Pearson way behind the quarterback, Wolf, this time. And now, again, he will shift back to next to his quarterback. Another man in motion. A lot of moving parts for Legacy. Wolf in trouble, and again he's going to scramble. This time Chase Smith is giving chase, and he'll push him out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Gain of 1, maybe 2. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, that time Shepard tried a spin move and got caught inside, and that allowed Wolf to run free on the left side.
And it is obvious that Wolf likes to pull the ball down and run, and he likes to go to his left, it looks like. And that's going to be containment issues for either Jordan Wright or Zarius Shepard all afternoon.
Manageable 3rd down here.
Nate Crockett, bottom of the screen. 3rd down and about 4. Wolf back to pass. Pressure coming again, stepping up in some trouble. They got him, and he's down back at the 30-yard line with the sack to Darian Boone.
Looks like we got a hold on the play as well.
Yeah, but they're going to, I would expect, decline that, and it'll be 4th down, and the Red Raiders should be getting ready to punt.
Boone did a great job that time. He anticipated and stayed home, and when he tried to turn it upfield, he was right there to bring him down. That time, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Just an excellent rush that time. A little surprised they didn't maybe try to just run the football. If you get a 3rd and 4 against Longview, I don't know if you're really helping yourself dropping back to pass.
I don't know why the clock stopped. Now they started running again. It stopped with, I guess, the holding penalty. There's a kind of a lollipop snap back there. That may have gotten partially blocked. Boone was the first guy back there, and he may have gotten a piece of Christian Baxter's punt. as it goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line with that deflection. That's a 4-yard punt, and the Lobos will take over in outstanding field position.
Well, the real beauty of that is not the block kick. It's the way Billy Smith, number 99, handled the opportunity to touch the football. The big man probably doesn't get a lot of opportunities at the defensive line, and he was not particularly smooth in his handling of the football that time, but it worked, and they've got the possession.
First down, Lobos, 34. Elijah Johnson in there trying to sweep right, and he's in trouble and will not get back to the 34-yard line. Host of Red Raiders got there, and it'll be second down and 10.
We talked about why Elijah's in the backfield when they are in the gun. He can do a lot of things. That's probably not his strength, sweeping the football, trying to get around the corner. He operates typically between the tackles, and so didn't work out as they had hoped on that particular play.
Longview got an early turnover against Marshall, only could convert that into 3 early last week. See if they can do better with it this time around.
That's 4 downs here from this part of the field.
7-0 Lobo lead. Handoff up the middle. Boy, Taylor Tatum just burrows low and gets out to the 29-yard line, kind of squirted out of that pack for a gain of about 5, and it'll be third down and 5.
Yeah, he bounced a little further, but they marked his knee down after a 5-yard gain. But we mentioned right before the snap, you got 4 downs. You can continue to just hammer away at this Red Raider defense.
Hale's going to split left, Reese right. Coming with Jalen Hale this time to the right is Frederick Hawkins. Back to pass, toss over to Elijah Johnson again. Gets some pretty good blocks, but Hawkins blocked his man right into Elijah Johnson. Ball came out at the end of that. We're going to see if they stop forward progress, and it looks like they did up at around the 27-yard line. Freddie Hawkins got caught in no man's land. He had a guy who was blocking, and Johnson took the inside path instead of the outside, and Hawkins blocked his man right into him, and now it brings up 4th down.
Be a little surprised here if Coach King even considers the field goal. Got 19 seconds left on the clock. We'll see if he maybe takes a timeout to think about this one.
And you would expect he will, and in fact he does. So with 3:17 left to play in the first quarter, we'll take a timeout as well. They're just going to keep the clock running. They're not even going to stop it. Now finally, at 3:12, they'll stop the clock. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. You're watching this on Longview Game Day.
And now at Orr, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle in Longview.
Crunch has everything you need to find your mode. Come check out Crunch Fitness with a free gift.
All right, fourth down coming up now for the Lobos. I'll tell you what, let's do something. We got a second here. If you're checking us out on Longview Game Day on Facebook, let us know who you are and where you're watching us from. We'll see if we can't get a little roll call on who's with us tonight. 4th down and 3, 27-yard line. Handoff up the middle, Elijah Johnson. He comes across the 25 to the 23-yard line. They needed the 24. That should be enough for the first down.
Very no-nonsense call that time by John King and his staff. They just said, we're going to rule block and we're going to come right at you, and we think we can push you off the line of scrimmage, and they did just that and got the first down.
They needed 3, they got 4. First down, Lobos, 2:55 and counting here in the first quarter. They're up 7-0. Handoff again up the middle, again Johnson, and this time the heart of the Red Raider defense stands him up. Jordan Dale in there along with Jordan Renaud. It's going to be second down and 10.
Tell you what, Johnson's been the feature back thus far tonight. He's gotten touches in a variety of ways. Tatum's going to check back in. He has been sparingly used here in the early going from Rose Stadium tonight.
Oh, I love the fact we got folks from the class of '84 checking us out tonight. You guys are youngsters. The pups are watching. Second down and 10. Hale coming toward the line. Handoff again. No, he faked it. They go to Hale instead, far side. He gets corralled around the head and taken out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. I don't see a flag, but we will get a first down.
Yeah, that's a tough call to make. You're coming right at the sideline official. That's got to be the umpire who's probably going to have to pivot and see that. If you get the hand in any part of the helmet, it doesn't have to be the face mask itself. It can be in the ear hole, it can be on the side. He looked to turn the head that time, or it seemed like he did. Nice job of figuring out a way to get Hale involved in the offense.
I see Shakira Walker from Lufkin. We're coming to you next week. Pitch to Taylor. Oh my good, Taylor Tatum walks all the way in from 9 yards away. 13-0 lead for the Lobos. They've been punching the middle and punching the middle and punching the middle. They went pitch left, and nobody was anywhere around Taylor Tatum.
Well, he had a lead blocker out there. It was student body left, and Tatum simply had to run to the corner, and nobody laid a hand on him.
Tatum with his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And here comes Michael Fields with 1:36 to play in the quarter. Point after try is up. It's good. It's 14-0 Longview. Thank you for the short field. 34-yard drive, and the Lobos get their second score of the quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the kickoff on game day.
In Longview, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Charlene Ingram for your insurance and financial needs.
Howdy, East Texas. Neil McCoy here for Patterson Nissan in Longview, home of the free lifetime warranty. Shopping for a pre-owned vehicle has never been easier. Just head over to PattersonCars.com and you'll find over 1,400 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, many certified pre-owned and backed by the Patterson Lifetime Warranty. And you can buy with confidence because each one has to pass a 167-point inspection before it's listed for sale. Log on and find your new-to-you pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at PattersonCars.com.
All righty, welcome back. 14-0 Lobos. Tell you what, the roll call's bringing out the folks from the classes of the 70s now.
All right, that's where I want to be.
That's what I'm saying. Fair catch called for this time on the kickoff. Smart move by the Red Ravers, who haven't gotten the ball to the 25-yard line yet. They'll do it on the fair catch and start there this possession.
Back in my day there, I like that. Longview defense comes out after having had 2 stops. One of them was a 3-and-out. They gave up a first down on the last possession before stopping the Red Raider defense.
Jordan Wright checking back into the game. He's going to line up at left end this time, so he and Shepard, who don't play often together out there, so is LaQuavion Jackson, number 48.
Warm September night. It's good to keep them fresh.
First down and 10, man in motion. That's Zabrian Hood. Wolf, handoff Pearson. Got a little lane. Oh, big hit. Boy, about the 31, 32-yard line. Somebody laid the lumber on young Mr. Micah Pearson.
Will he hit him? Yes, Willie will hit him.
I don't know that that's very nice.
Well, we saw Willie Nelson as a corner a year ago, and he could do some great things out there. But Willie's a physical player. He likes to bring the wood, and that time he did.
All right, gain of 7, second down and 3, 1:03 and counting here in the first quarter. Luke Wolf, the quarterback, back to the ground again. They go, oh, helmet came out of there. I thought that was a ball for a second, but instead it was the hat of one of the offensive linemen. I think that's the center, Rodney Harton, who lost his helmet. Pearson gained a yard to the 33, and it's going to go 3rd and 2.
I don't know if the Lobos broke out the French Revolution defense there or not, but that was a little scary to see the helmet rolling around out there.
No guillotine references. No, sir.
All right. Just checking, see if you were paying attention. 38 seconds left here in the quarter.
I'm trying to get the sunglasses off, and they're mugging me. 3rd down and a couple. And we've got whistles, and it looks like a timeout. That'll come with 24 seconds left to play. Legacy's going to take the timeout, so we'll stay here during this break. We got a quarter break coming up here in just a minute anyway.
I think this was only about the play call and what the offensive staff saw. It had nothing to do with trying to punt on this end of the field or anything like that. We mentioned a couple times, no wind this evening as the sun finally sets behind the trees out here at the fairground parking lot. But I just don't think they liked what they saw. And so 3rd and 2, we've talked about continually tonight, a little bit of size advantage for the Red Raider offensive line. We saw on a 4th down earlier, Longview just lined up and punched it right down Tyler Legacy's throat. We'll see if Tyler Legacy has that same type of confidence in their O-line.
I'm a little scared right now on our Facebook feed. Larry Cunningham says he's watching on a plane from 34,000 feet above Montana. I hope he's not piloting. I hope he's a passenger.
He may be a multitasker, but either way, we appreciate your mile-high viewing of us there.
Otherwise, that's Captain Cunningham. All right, here we go. We'll try it again. 3rd down and 2, 24 seconds left to play in the quarter. 14-0 Lobos. Wolf, little delay. Now he's trying to go to that left he likes so much, and he gets caught, and he's not going to get there. What a rundown by Chase Smith, who will stop him a yard shy of the 1st down. It's 4th down.
You're right. Smith and Boone both didn't bite on that. It was just a little delayed read. You'll see that sometimes around the goal line where the quarterback will just take it and try to read a hole to find. That time he bounced it outside. He just didn't have the speed to execute it.
Well, he'll end the quarter, so Legacy's got something to think about. 4th and about 1.5 yards coming up when we come back. First to break, end of the quarter, 14-0 Lobos here on game day.
Printing your photos just got easier. Just pick your size, color, and favorite photo, and we'll do the rest. Because your unforgettable moments are meant to be framed.
In Longview, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Charlene Ingram for your insurance and financial needs.
All right, welcome back. How about a dominant first quarter? The Lobos with a couple of touchdowns, 106 yards of offense. They've given up 20 yards and an 0 for 3 passing performance for Luke Wolf so far for Legacy. And on 4th down and a couple, they're going.
Well, they're acting like they're going.
They're snapping their hands or clapping their hands and moving around. Play clock still at 8, and they are going. Up the middle they go, and I don't think they got to the 35. Now, one referee on the far side, Mark, is walking at the 35. The one on the near side's walking at about the 34. Lobos say they've got it. Waiting for somebody with a white hat to make the declaration.
Not a good spot for the Red Raiders.
It is Longview ball on the 4th down stop. Wolf tried to go right up the middle and got nothing. It's going to be Lobo ball.
Always difficult for spread teams when you get into those short yardage situations. They came out in the gun, tried to go under center. That is such a timing play when you do not run under center all the time and you attempt to run that quarterback sneak. It is difficult to get that timing down that is required to get that quick hitter, but it just didn't work that time.
Lobos will get the football back. 1st down, 34-yard line. This is 2 series in a row. They're starting at the 34 of the Red Raiders. 1st down, we fake the handoff. Going deep toward the goal line. Caught. Touchdown, Jalen Hale from 34 yards away with 11:49 to play in the half, and it's 20-0 Longview.
Well, they went straight for the jugular that time, and it all starts with an excellent pass and an outstanding move from Hale. Allen's pass was just floated up in the air perfectly to allow Hale to run under it. He did a little out and up move, and it was just too much for the Red Raiders to stop.
I'm not good at math. I can do that drive. 1 play, 34 yards, 6 seconds. Point after, Michael Fields. Let's make it 21-0. We'll keep it here since we just had a quarter break. and we'll just soak in the magnificence so far that has been the Longview Lobos.
Well, they've been very physical with the use of Elijah Johnson running between the tackles, and then that time they showed when you've got one of the top receivers in the entire country, you can do some really cool things with him. Down on the other end a while ago, they ran a little underneath to him to get him the ball. That time it was just, you had over and under coverage, you had a corner on him, and you had a safety. When he took the corner out and then turned up, the safety never had enough time to recover, and the ball was perfectly thrown.
Yeah, so 21-0, 2 short fields. Legacy, which already comes in, looking up at the number 1 team in 5A, and you give them 2 short fields to deal with in the first, 13 minutes of this game, you are asking for trouble. They rolled the dice on the 4th down attempt. The partially blocked punt you can't blame, although they're rugby-style punting. They set that up. But the 4th down, you took a shot at it, you gambled. Instead, you rolled snake eyes. Short punt, they'll let it bounce. This is trouble. Scooped up at about the 10-yard line, and again, they're not going to make it. Buda Garrett with the big hit on Jordan Hubbard, it looked like, and again, it's going to be short of the 20-yard line for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that's old man eyes telling you that's Hubbard, but I think that was number 12. They've used a variety of return men this evening back there, and the kickoff was not very good, but it worked out for the Lobos as they continue to have outstanding kick coverage tonight.
The ball has not crossed the 25 on any kickoff. The fair catch got him to the 25. First down 3 scores are the Red Raiders. Luke Wolf, back to the ground they go, nothing doing. Nothing. Stonewalled at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to see if I can't figure who got up out of that.
I think.
That is a young man that we started seeing last week, Brendan Reese, who has gotten a chance to play some inside linebacker. He had 10 tackles last week in the Marshall game. Now, some of those were special team tackles, I'll give you that, but he's starting to make his presence felt on that inside linebacker spot. He's just a sophomore, but he loves to hit. Little late pitch, and it's in trouble. This is going back toward the goal line. Lobos will fall on it in the end zone for the touchdown.
I tell you what, not a very good pitch. Offhand pitch, right-handed quarterback, left-handed pitch, and that was just the beginning of a bad adventure.
Now, I didn't see who got the ball out of it.
I didn't either. There were 2 or 3 Lobos down there battling each other really for the balls. The running back never got a clean shot at it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's Shepard or who it was that got to it. It looked like 55 maybe, but again, without a replay spot, I'm not sure. Michael Fields on for the point after try again. They don't even get a drive out of this. Kick is good, 28-0, 11:02 left to play in the half. All Lobos here on game day.
At Godarzi and Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Charlene Ingram today.
All right, well, I tell you what, when things go bad, they go really bad. And right now for Tyler Legacy, the last 3 drives have been a partially blocked punt, a missed 4th down conversion, and now a turnover and 7 points for the Lobos.
That's just very difficult. You are a spread team. You're trying to run a little option pitch there, and not a play they probably run a lot.
Here comes the kick. And another fair catch called for at the 2-yard line. They'll back that thing and take it to the 25-yard line.
It's probably not a bad idea, just a fair catch. That thing, the coverage has been really outstanding. That time they have returned to number 3, Matthew Ross, to return, and the junior just simply said, why get hit again and not get to the 20? I'll raise this hand up and we'll get the ball to 25.
So the Lobos with a 28-0 lead. The ball's going to come out to the 25-yard line again. Right now for Tyler Legacy, just trying to pick up a first down's a thing. They've gotten 1 first down, I believe, in this game so far. Down 4 scores. Luke Wolf to throw on first. And I tell you what, Chase Smith tipped and it's going to be intercepted. And they're going to take this in for a score. Billy Smith catches the deflected ball. Chase Smith got the hand on it first. Billy Smith gets the pick and the pick 6. And the defense puts up scores on back-to-back plays.
Smith may not have handled that punt earlier very well, but that deflection, he just caught it like a wide out and never missed stride.
Wow. I don't even know what you say right now.
I don't know, but somebody over on the Legacy side is saying, and why did we choose Longview for homecoming?
Exactly right. There's Michael Fields trying for the point after. Bad snap, kind of rolls back there. A good hold by Andrew Tutt. Kick is good. 35-0. We still have time left to play in this half, like 11 minutes left. We got a flag on the play. We'll see what the officials say about this one.
Yeah, got a couple of flags there. One would suspect maybe some unsportsmanlike conduct. I can see where Tyler Lee might be a little upset at this point. And if that is the case, it'll probably be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, again, if you're just coming on and you're looking at that score going 35-0, how did that happen? 3 and out for Legacy to start the game. Lobos went the length of the field, scored. We have offside, it looks like, and none of that's going to be accepted. Yeah, that one they'll take. We got unsportsmanlike conduct. That came on Jordan Renaud, number 9. They'll take that on the kickoff. And so it's going to be a short kickoff opportunity for the Lobos. But Lobos scored on a long drive to start things. And from there, it's just been the dam has broken. A partially blocked punt, short field. Lobos scored in a couple of plays. 4th down, missed conversion. They score a missed 4th down conversion. Lobos scored on 1 play. Fumbled pitch. Lobos recover it in the end zone. Deflected interception. Lobos taken in for a score. And just like that, it's 35-0.
Now, typically, under these circumstances, with this short kickoff, you would consider an onside kick. At 35-0 with 10:53 left in the second, that would be a little salt in the old Red Raider wound there.
You would think, yeah. Michael Fields will kick this one off from the 50-yard line. That doesn't mean you won't shoot the ball hard on the ground, and they are. And it is going right into the hands of a Red Raider who falls on it at the 26. And believe it or not, that's their best field position of the night so far.
Yeah, who knew it would follow an unsportsmanlike conduct? We talked about big number 9 being a Division I type athlete. When you're that type of player like Renaud is, and to be so frustrated at this point, no surprise that it came out in the form of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
All right, well, the Red Raiders will start at the 26-yard line, where they'll have first down. They're going to go back to the ground and try to slow this thing down. But right now, the Lobos are flying. Omarion Watkins just blew up Micah Pearson, gain of maybe 1 second and 9.
I think you're 100% correct when you say slow this thing down. Right now, they just want to run some clock off as they are trying to absorb everything that's happened in these last 3 or 4 possessions.
All right, 2nd down and 9. Luke Wolf back to pass, roll into his left, getting chased. Throws on the run in the hands of and caught. That's Pearson with the catch across the 30 to the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
That's probably the best looking play they've had in a while. Wolf's had a couple of scrambles for positive gains, but that time they actually executed a play where he rose left, similar to the plays we've seen Johnson run tonight where they run him underneath the receiver, and they get the back out in the flat, and now they've got a fighting chance for a first down here.
It'll be 3rd down and 2 at the 39-yard line. Let me rephrase that, 34-yard line. Wolf back to pass, throws this one, tunnel screen. That one's dropped. Tell you what, Lobos probably should have picked it up and run. I know they said the incomplete, but that almost looked like that may have been a backward pass. J.K. Curry was over there and just bobbled the ball around. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, the screen was set up fairly well. He had an opportunity to pick up the first down. They have had little to no luck running between the tackles tonight against this smaller defensive line, but that time they decided we'll try to pass for the first down. Just didn't work. As looks like Curry and is that Nelson back there with him? Yeah.
They're back at the 30-yard line. This will be the 3rd punt for Christian Baxter. This one he goes conventional and shoots it up a tunnel. It's going to come down at the 45 and go out of bounds at the Lobo 45-yard line. That's a 21-yard punt. And I said Baxter's an amazing field goal kicker. We haven't had a chance to see it. Punting, not so much tonight.
He's had a rough night of it. That time it just shot straight up, and Lobos were probably a little lucky that didn't hit a white jersey and cost them the possession.
Oh, how about we got to redo that?
Had some contact that time. That may have been why the punt was the way it was. He may not have got a follow through since they ran into him.
Yeah, so the Lobos are going to commit really their first faux pas of the evening with a little running into the kicker.
I guess that's finally the second first down of the night for Tyler Legacy. Longview struggling to get the personnel correct on the field.
And they finally run off the field. Brendan Reese, first down, Wolf in trouble. He's in more trouble. Pressure's coming. Jackson can't get him, still on the run. The toss is, let's see, incomplete. There was somebody on the sideline, and I'm not seeing an official. Here he comes. They will get a catch up at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I never saw the ball get called. Longview had a couple of shots at him in the backfield. Wolf has showed that he's got some mobility to him. That time he avoided a couple of different rushers. A lot of bodies in and out right now for Longview. I think the defensive staff wants to look at some different kids, and we talked about it. It's a warm evening. 3-man front for the Lobos here.
Yeah, that was Kalen Greenhouse, a junior on the catch.
Finally, they get a 4th man down on the line.
And actually, it went back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down, handoff to Pearson, sweeping right, and runs into a wall of Lobos at the 46-yard line. Chase Smith was in on that tackle, along with, I think Willie was over there as well. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
But Kevin Jackson came running on late there. Lobo defense doesn't seem to be able to get set this particular series.
Yeah, they're going no huddle and fast. 3rd down and 3. And Luke Wolf in trouble. The chase coming again. Shepard coming after him. He'll toss it sideline out of bounds, incomplete. 4th and 3 coming up.
Initially, I thought they had set up a screen, but if they had, there was no receiver around. They looked like they had allowed the defense to come by to set up the screen, but I never saw a back or a receiver in position, and if that was the case, that may have been a surprise to the quarterback.
All right, well, 4th down coming up again. They've got what's, I guess, a 4th and 3. And about the 45, maybe the 46-yard line. There's 9:14 left to play in the half. And again, we've got flags down. This was a really penalized Tyler Legacy team a week ago. Lobos have been pretty clean. Last week wasn't bad. They were a little sloppy the first game of the season, of course. They've cleaned a lot of that up last week, but Tyler Legacy had a monster load of penalties last week in that game against Tyler High. In fact, let's see, Legacy had 10 penalties, 69 yards. Tyler had 15 penalties for 34 yards. The two teams combined for 13 turnovers.
Rainy night or just an ugly night?
Just an ugly night. Here's the line drive punt. That's caught. Willie Nelson, 35, goes down 37-yard line. Looked for a second if he broke that outside, he may have had a chance. He takes the punt return for 8. It'll be first down Lobos at the 38-yard line.
For a moment, it looked like the Legacy coverage team thought he'd called a fair catch. They kind of froze, gave Willie the opportunity to make the catch, and looks like we've got a flag on the play. I don't know if they got the punter again or.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see Laundry on that side of the. Oh, there is, back all the way at the 27-yard line. There's a flag down. So we got to figure out who did what this time.
It's way behind the line of scrimmage, so that should have been the Whitehat's flag. I'm surprised he's talking to anyone else. If he's the one that threw the flag, he ought to know what the call is.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to speculate.
Could be just a sideline warning or something like that.
Lobos haven't
or maybe an
yet.
illegal substitution the way he's holding his hand up there. I don't.
He's going to come running over here and see John
Yeah,
King.
he feels it's worth the explanation to come tell Coach King what he's got.
Yeah.
Because it could possibly cost him possession.
Well, next week we're on the road again. How about an old rival is going to be back in the docket for the Lobos. Down to Lufkin they go. We're going to Abe Martin next week.
Yeah, the Lobos will be headed down to Angelina County, and it won't be their first trip down there. See what we finally get a call here from the officials. He's conferred with both coaches now before he decides to let the rest of us in on the deal. There's still some discussion going on. The line judge is going to weigh in now.
Yeah, this is a really weird long delay on what looked like a pretty routine punt play.
2 fouls.
One by each team. All right. Yeah. All right. Wow. So it sounded like that was Jalen Dale, the defensive tackle for the Red Raiders. And if I heard that right, I think I heard 45. That would be Jeremiah Rugeli, who has been ejected. And indeed, he's walking off the field with his helmet off, heading toward the locker room. So their nights are done on joint unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Yeah, all that happened behind the line of scrimmage. So I'm guessing they called it a post-action foul or after the play.
All right, so first down. Jordan Allen back to work, back to pass, completed pass. Taylor Tatum with his first catch, and that will be a first down in Red Raider territory at the 47-yard line for a gain of 15.
Once again, showing a little different wrinkle with Taylor Tatum. He's a young man that hadn't got many carries tonight, but he's gotten a couple of different type of touches, particularly in the passing game.
35-0 our score. 8:53 left to play in the half. Handoff Tatum. Boy, got run into right at the line of scrimmage. Big number 90 for the Tyler Legacy Red Raiders. That is, I think that's Travis Jackson maybe.
I thought it was Jalen Dale. But,
maybe I got the wrong number. That was actually Dell, you're right. And it was Travis Jackson who got ejected from the game. I actually had the wrong number for Jalen Dell. He's actually number 90.
It makes you feel any better. I kicked the wrong kid out of a football game one night I was officiating.
It doesn't make me feel any better. I don't think it makes him feel any better either, I'll bet. Clock running. 8:15 and counting. Ball 46-yard line. We're going back to the ground. Elijah Johnson slips through, spins, has a carry that looks like a first down. Now for sure it is as he crosses the 35-yard line. Hard running for Elijah.
He's in that double back set, and I mentioned earlier, his forte is really to run between the tackles. Not a big guy. Makes it a little difficult for the defense to find him because he's just not very tall, and when he runs up between those tackles, those linebackers have to search for him, and by the time they found him, he was upon them and he was turning his legs.
12-yard gain for Elijah. He's got the first down for the Lobos at the 35-yard line. Johnson, 6 carries, 22 yards. And again, we've got some.
Well, what happened that time?
Coming.
Tatum came on the field late, and that means the defense has the opportunity to substitute in. And so immediately the umpire and the official went to stop any snap that might have given the Lobos an advantage.
Yeah, Diego Castile goes out. Nate Kirksey comes in for Tyler Legacy. Back to pass, Allen, 3-step drop. Lost one for Reese, a little bit long. Well, I'll tell you for a second, it looked like maybe DK put that left arm up there and kind of pushed off, but the ball was long anyway, and so it's incomplete and second down.
It's almost like Reese spun out coming out of the blocks. You'll see a sprinter do that every once in a while. He just didn't get a very good start on the ball, and I'm not sure if that they won't look at the film this week, and he might get part of the blame for that because he just didn't come off the line clean.
Clock stops, 7:14 to play in the half, 35-0 Lobos. Jordan Allen, handoff again. Oh, nice cut by Elijah. 25-yard line, upended at the bottom of that play is Hale, who kind of had his back turned on that thing, and they plowed into him from behind. He went down hard and got up. Johnson goes for another 13 and a first down.
Great job, cut it back inside that time. Looked like he was going to try to get to the corner, but instead saw that the blocker had inside position on the defensive end, and he just rode the backside of him to a first down gain.
Impressive first half for Elijah Johnson. He stays in as the up back. In the I formation they go. Tatum, the deep back, will hand it to him. Finds his crease. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown Taylor Tatum from 22 yards away to make it a 41-0 lead.
Well, in boxing terms, it was they worked the body, and then they took a shot, loaded up and went to the head and just knocked him out. That time, Johnson did the dirty work between the tackles, and Tatum gets to prance into the end zone untouched.
In sales, they call that's the closer.
Yeah.
They went with the closer. You get a guy in there to soften him up. You go to buy a car. The salesman starts with you. Then you get the closer that comes in and finishes the deal. That's Taylor Tatum. Point after is good, 42-0. 6:53 left to play. We'll take the break. We're coming right back here on Game Day.
And now at Orr, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at Orr Cadillac GMC in Longview.
It's a six-play, 62-yard drive. It ends with a Taylor Tatum 22-yard touchdown. That's a lot of tease. And right now it's 42-0, and that's not teasing.
It's just been a really crisp first half for both sides of the Lobo team. Offensive, defensively, they're just clicking on all cylinders.
There's the kick, a fair catch called for again, made at the 1-yard line. Fields is starting to get a little more leg under it now, and it'll come back out to the 25-yard line.
Well, that time I think that was number 80 with the fair catch. So you continue to run different people in and out. That's Micah Agaya?
Agaya, yeah. It's one of their wide receivers. All right, well, 25-yard line. Back to work goes Luke Wolf. Now, they've got a junior lefty we were watching during warm-up, Landon Miller, who had a really pretty ball that he threw. I would expect maybe at some point in time he may get in the game just for a change of pace a little bit and to let Luke Wolf not be running for his life. First down handoff, Pearson, nothing. 2nd and 10 coming up. Boone at the bottom of that pile.
At the top of the broadcast, I talked about the speed of this defense. If you want to know what that looks like in real time, that was the play right there. Just too many bodies, too quick, getting up the field and making it impossible for the back to get going.
6:15 and counting in the half. No gain, Micah Pearson. He's having a tough afternoon. Luke Wolf still at quarterback. He'll roll to his right. Pressure coming. There's going to be a holding call on the Red Raider right tackle. I did tease before I'm doing ours now. Incomplete pass as the right tackle over there grabbed on. Jordan Crawford trying desperately to stop the pass rushing Lobo, grabs onto him. The pass is incomplete. It would bring up 3rd and 10. Looks like John King's going to decline that penalty.
That's my first opportunity to work with Yosemite Sam. I'm very excited to work alongside you this evening there.
That's how it's going to be, is it? That's how it's going to be. You see, you're one of those guys that'll kick poor Tyler Legacy when they're down 2.
Well, right now it's the Lobos kicking them, and they don't need any help from me.
3rd and 10. 6:03 left to play in the half. You wonder if they won't talk about running the clock in the second half. Luke Wolf back to pass. Pressure coming. They got him. That's Jordan Wright with the sack. And it's going to be 4th down.
Ryan was pretty well tied up by the offensive lineman, and Wolf just made the wrong move and ran right into his grasp, and that was an easy sack for Mr. Wright.
Well, and right now what's happening here is 1st down, the defensive line's coming hard right up the gut. And after 1st down, they're just pass rushing up the field.
One of the things that's still fun to look for from Tyler Legacy is, what will the punter do this time?
Christian Baxter's had a half to forget. Well, they spread him out so far on that line. He again goes rugby style, and Willie Nelson looks at it and decides maybe not. It'll roll down to the 33-yard line, and that's where Longview's going to take it with 5:06 left to play in this first half.
Well, with 5 to go and a 42-point lead, Willie made a very intelligent decision. No need to endanger possession by possibly mishandling that knuckleball again. Fortunately, we had a punt that time without incident. Nobody got kicked out of the game or anything.
Nobody got hurt, no flags flew, and the Lobos take the ball back at the 33-yard line. Still 5 minutes left in this very long first half.
Tatum in the slot again.
Back to pass, 3-step drop, quick fastball over the far side. That's caught at about the 39-yard line, and bringing it across that is Freddie Hawkins.
Oh, I thought it was Harrison, but yeah, I think.
Hawkins up to the 42-yard line for a gain of 9.
Very nice pass. Hit him right in the gut with it.
Hawkins is a guy to keep an eye on. 5'9", 155-pound senior, and had a pretty nice summer.
I have Harrison at 17.
I think it's 7, isn't it? Handoff. 1st down is diving across the 45-yard line. And let's see, that is backup tailback Brandavion Steverson who's in the game now. We may not see a whole lot of the starters in skill position spots for a lot of this game, as big as the lead is.
If you heard what you thought was a train whistle, it's because you heard a train whistle. I think it just rolled through Mike Carter Field behind us.
Well, the 8 o'clock's just arrived here in Tyler. Back to pass. Allen, another fastball. Hawkins again can't hang on to that one. His pass was a little bit high, and coming up fast was Mikhail Sears, the corner, to disengage him from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
It's not often you have a disengagement on a Friday night, but that time.
You try not to anyway. You try to not do that.
In lieu of popping the question, you pop the receiver.
Yeah. Checking in for the Lobos, and we've seen him in a couple of different times. 81, that's Jamerson Derensburg. He wears 48 sometimes. He's been 81 a lot of this season. I keep having him on 48 on my depth chart. Handoff is to Steverson, not much. 46-yard line, that's all she wrote. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, let's see. They're going to say 3rd and 9. I think I missed a play there. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Allen's still in there, but he's got a variety of backups in there with him. At this point, it looks like 63, Caleb Reinhardt is coming into the lineup.
He has been the backup center for a lot of this year for Tavion Morgan. Also checking in the game, Kelvin Washington, the sophomore. He's number 20. 40 is Jose Soto. He's a senior fullback. So there are a bunch of kids getting a chance to get in the first half of this game. With 3 minutes and 8 seconds left, and with all those moving parts, Longview's going to end up taking a timeout. Too many moves. I think they threw in too many guys.
Well, they had an extra lineman on the field. They went with a loaded line on the left side with 3 offensive linemen left to the center, and I don't know if they didn't see the set they'd hoped for on 3rd and 9.
The Lobos will burn their first timeout. They've still got a couple. 42-0 the lead. And again, I speculate that I would bet John King and Coach Willis probably have a talk at halftime, and they may, it's a rule in Arkansas, 35-0, they're running the clock. You're at their place, you don't want to embarrass anybody. Already, Coach King is bringing in a bunch of guys who are not the starting crew, and you wonder if they may agree to run the clock second half of this.
Well, a lot of that may depend on if the dance is tonight or tomorrow night for homecoming. If the gym's not decorated yet, we may have to play on.
Good point.
We got to give those Hoco moms
time.
Sufficient time to get that gym prepared.
They're 9. Allen rolling to his right. He's got 3 receivers, and that one off the hands of a defensive player. That is Castillo, and then it hit the face of Ethan Harrison, and it goes incomplete. It brings up 4th down.
Finally, we get to see a punt from the Lobos.
We've averaged 1 a game so far this season. So this is the one. Michael Fields has had a punt in the first game for 38 yards, a punt in the second game for 37 yards. So
the over and under on this one is
37 and a half. Comes with 3:02 left to play, first half. 4th down and 9. And here comes the punt. And I got to watch where this thing comes down. It will come down at about, what, the 18, 19-yard line. So let me do my quick math here, because that ball was at, what, the 46. So I'm going, 31, 35 yards. He came under on the 37.5 average. 35-yard kick.
Deshaun Lee, a sophomore that time, fielding the punt. He didn't really stick the landing very well.
No.
We get ready to move towards half here with 2:55 left here in the first half.
And it'll be back to offense for Tyler Legacy. Down 6 scores. Back to pass. Quarterback Luke Wolf throws. I'll tell you, I thought knee was down, and sure enough, the official was a little slow on the whistle as the ball was caught on the near side here. And I am thinking that is 19. It is Sir Christian Johnson with the catch.
Well, unfortunately, that catch results in a loss, which if you're Legacy, that's the last thing you want is 2nd and 13.
Yeah, we will mark him back 3 to the 16-yard line. So Sir Christian gets his name called and gets a catch on the books here in the first half. 2:15 and counting left in this first half. Wolf fakes the handoff, goes a little dump off and threw it behind the intended target, Grant Parker, his senior tight end, and it'll be 3rd down and 13.
Yeah, second time tonight they've tried to run a screen play, and they haven't been successful either time. I certainly understand the motivation to run screens and draws against this Longview team, particularly when you are behind the sticks like they are right now. And 2nd and 13 now turns into 3rd and 13 as they take out one of the defensive linemen and bring in an extra secondary person.
Yeah, pass rushing crazy here. Brendan Reese is over there at the near side. He's putting a hand down at defensive end. They're going to rush 4 for sure, and a little stunt doesn't happen. Toss out to the side. Reese chasing his play from behind. Almost got there to make the tackle as he rushed and then turned around and hauled rear end after the ball carrier. And it's going to be short of the first down, 4th down, and about 3 to go.
Yeah, you described it very well. Reese at the last minute came in from the linebacker position, put the hand down to be a defensive end. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Again, I can't believe this. 4th down and 3 to go again. And they're going to take a shot at this.
Let's see if they try to. No, it looks like he's going to punt.
Yeah, they're going to do a left-footed rugby punt. No Lobos back. This ball will hit at the 35 and roll down to maybe the 33-yard line. So with 1:20 left to play in the first half, Lobos will take it over at the 33-yard line. Up 42-0.
Minute 20 to go. You don't expect them to open up the playbook here. Steverson will probably get in and get some more carries here as they'll try to run this clock out. Looks like Allen's still coming out at the quarterback position.
Yeah, Andrew Tutt still standing on the sideline. Expect to see him in the second half. All right, well, we got 1:20 left in this half. And it has been, obviously by the score, all Lobos, and that's probably underselling this.
Tyler Legacy just one timeout left. You wouldn't expect him to use it.
Soto at fullback. We'll go back to pass. They've got a man. That's Hawkins. Deep ball. Caught down at the 25-yard line. 42-yard pitch and catch from Allen to Hawkins. And the Lobos aren't going to go quietly, at least not before this half ends.
Lobos a little salty here. They go long on 1st and 10 with 1:20 left, and they're in position now to put more points on the board. Still not bringing in the rest of the first team.
Handoff on first down. We got a new running back into the
Jonathan
game.
Lee there.
Yeah, Lee was the backup to Taylor Tatum last week and got some action. He goes for a yard or so on first down, 45 seconds and counting here in this first half.
Yeah, after a little swirl on the first play of the drive, they go back to a little plain vanilla there.
2nd down and 9. Allen back again. Caught again. Hawkins with the catch, and we'll go down inside the 15 at about the 12-yard line. There's a Red Raider down back at the 23. This is going to stop the clock.
If you're at home and you're wondering, no matter who you're rooting for, you're wondering why Coach King may be calling some of these plays or his staff. Remember, Allen, even though he had a lot of starts last year, struggled a little bit throwing the football, to be perfectly honest. And they need him to throw accurately. They need him to keep defenses honest. They've got some outstanding receivers, and he has shown improvement this year, but certainly you don't have many game opportunities to let your quarterback get better, particularly on some of this controlled passing game.
He's 10 of 15, 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. And don't forget, we had a drop in the end zone that cost him one of those incompletes and potentially another touchdown.
Well, it's unfortunate we have a Red Raider down, and we're just 25 seconds away from the half here. Good news is he's up, but bad news is he's pretty hobbled.
Yeah, and that is Jalen Dale. They've already lost Travis Jackson, one of their linemen. He's been ejected. And I'm looking at our shot here from our camera, and of course this is Rose Stadium. That is a rose-colored sunset you're getting with the shot. Pretty impressive and pretty amazing sunset going on here in Tyler tonight.
And having not been around last week, what really makes it beautiful is no rain.
Yeah. Back to pass. One more time, Hawkins. Little hand fighting. And how about that? Hawkins hand fighting. Comes down with the ball in the end zone. Takes it away from the corner and makes it a 48-0 lead.
And once again, this is a pass you want to work on. It's the back shoulder. This isn't Jalen Hale going up and just high pointing a ball. You want your quarterback to be able to make that back shoulder throw. It comes, it makes it 48-0, but at the same time, I'm sure coaches on the other side have some understanding of why you do that.
Fields with the point after try. That's good. Make it 49-0. There are 16 seconds left in this first half. We'll take a break. We'll come right back on Game Day.
Crunch has everything you need to find your mode. Come check out Crunch Fitness with a free guest pass.
House party? We got you covered. Office meeting? Come on, treat them right. Game day? You know we're here for it. Get your taco, nacho, or fajita bar today, only at Juicy's Taco.
We welcome you back. 16 seconds to play here in the first half. Lobos up 49-0. If you had that in the first half pool, you're doing pretty well tonight.
Yeah, if you had the 9 square, thought one of the odds. It's pretty good odds. Just been a thorough thrashing, Lobos over Tyler Legacy this evening.
The drive, 4 plays, 67 yards, results in yet another touchdown. We'll do the drives here in just a second after the kick, and we'll have another fair catch called for at the 1. Here's the Longview drives tonight. 11 plays, 72 yards, touchdown. 7 plays, 34 yards, touchdown. 1 play, 34 yards, touchdown. 6 plays, 62 yards, touchdown. 5 plays, 13-yard punt. The only time they had to punt. 4 plays, 67-yard touchdown, and put 2 defensive touchdowns in the middle of all that. I don't know what to tell you. That's about as good a half as you're going to see. If I'm John King, you know what I'm probably doing? I don't like that 5-play, 13-yard punt. I don't like that one.
No, that's not the one you want.
That's right. Handoff inside, first down, goes for a couple, and that probably will be the last play of a dominating, and there's no other word you can use, but dominating first half for the Longview Lobos. They'll count out the last couple of seconds, and that will end the half. Ay caramba is all you can say. 49-0. It's a stunned Legacy side of the stands. Can you do a mulligan if you're the hometown crowd?
I don't think so.
You shouldn't be treated that way on homecoming.
I've got a feeling a lot of folks are going to watch the band and drill team in flag court at the half, and then we're going to see some empty seats across the way.
Well, we'll real quickly let you watch the players walking off the field. As soon as the bands get out here, we're going to certainly be quiet and let you watch the band performances tonight. I think you already know what's been going on the field. We'll make sure we recap it as we go, but here's what we've got for you at the moment. Not only was it dominating, let's give you this for dominating. 14 carries, 29 yards of offense for Tyler Legacy. 4 receptions, 4 out of 12 passing for 15 yards. That's 44 yards of offense. Lobos 18 carries, 101 yards. 11 of 16 passing the football for 181. That's 282 for Longview, 44 for Tyler Legacy in the first half.
Just total domination both sides of the ball.
We're going to take a break. We'll get a commercial or two in. We'll get you back here for the bands, and we'll come back after they're done here on Longview Game Day.
At Godarzi & Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
Don't fumble when you're looking for your next trailer. At R&J Trailers, we got the hookup. Cargo Mate, Hallmark, Text Line, Diamond C. We've got the inventory selection to get you into the end zone. Snap into savings with R&J Trailers. Don't pass up on the best deals around. R&J Trailers in Longview and online at rnjtrailers.com. We've got the hookup.
No. I'm about to. What, you trying to go home? Really?
Good, how are you doing? Good.
Hey, Miss Harper.
Love you guys. Sorry.
I'm on the last end.
Motivational team is Avery Atwood, Kendra Hewlett, Riley Jones, Rachel Narr, Mackenzie Lee, Skylar Schultz, Tyler Sutton, and Nakinda Warren, Chaplain Mallory Burkett, and Social Media Manager Manny Booth. Dancer of the Week is Natalie Reyna. The Spirit Development is Chicago Austin. And the Director of the Week is Chris Florida.
What's up, Jess? What's up, buddy?
And now the Southern Bells will perform their homecoming King George routine to the horse. Drum Raider Band is under the field direction of head drum major Vivian Schweitzer, assistant drum major Matt Coker, Nate Jennings, and Ollie Sheffield. Section of the week is the tuba section. Marching of the week, Naomi Avila, Jawar Yassin, Jaden Snowden, Abigail Jones, Sophia Pigalado, Lane Curbo, Nick Gaffney, Ryan Ramirez, Olivia Ring, Priscilla Sosa, Angel Carvajal, Jayla Walker, Nick Castanada, Uchara Bachudashaw, Aidan Coop, Bailey Yates, Nikira Henderson, Courtney Butler, Red Leader Marching Band will perform a portion of the 2019 program entitled Nexus. Music by Evan Van Doren, drill design by Stuart Schulman, and percussion by Dario Montgomery.
hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities here at Rose Stadium in Tyler. The first half, all green and white, as the Lobos are up 49-0. If you're just coming on board with us, I used the word domination before we left for the first half break, and it was nothing short of that. 17 first downs for Longview, 2 for Tyler Legacy. One of those was on an offside penalty or a running into the kicker penalty on a punt. They actually have one offensive first down. They came on their second series, haven't had one since.
Yeah, and that's when the quarterback broke loose, kind of on a broken play, and went and got a first down. So defense did very well in the first half. If someone's coming on and said, what happened, I'm sure that was a question in the Legacy locker room at the half. What happened? It was just like they ran into a buzzsaw, and it was more than they could handle at times.
You know, I used this discussion last week in the Marshall game. Lobos were up big, not this big at halftime, but it was 31-3, I think, at halftime, if I remember right. You want to go out and win quarters now. If you're John King, you got a 49-point lead, unless just, the earth opens up and swallows this half of the field. You're going to win this game tonight, and you're going to go 3-0. But you want to win quarters now. You want to win possessions. You don't want to be sloppy. Guys who may not be starters are going to get a chance to play tonight. They're going to be needed later in this season as guys get hurt. And this is a chance to leave something on tape that your coaches are going to go back to and say, I like this kid. I like what we got here. I think we've seen some of that already from Brendan Reese from the last 2 games. I think coaches are more and more comfortable with a guy like that. Freddie Hawkins is doing that tonight. He's putting down some tape that coaches are going to go back and look at and say, this is a guy who's our third weapon out there wide. So for the guys in green and white, that's really kind of the thing tonight, getting a chance to leave some stuff here tonight that is positive. And you don't want to play the second half. And let's say you win this game 49-14. I think John King's going to be mad the way the second half goes down. If it was a 14-0 Legacy win in the second half.
Well, he's even putting back different return men here to start the half, as he doesn't want Nelson and Curry to get hurt here in the second half.
Kelvin Washington is the guy to the left, and he's the one the ball's coming toward. He'll grab it up at the goal line, and he's going to bring it out. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. They're hanging on to him. He'll get it to the 50 and into Legacy territory with a 53-yard kick return to start the second half.
Well, Washington said if the Lobos can put 49 up in the first half, let me start with 53 here in the second half, as he broke out of the pack to get this second unit going here. One would assume Mr. Tutt will be in a quarterback. No, it looks like Allen. And if you're wondering why Allen, sometimes coaches at halftime make adjustments, and they want to give their quarterback one series to see if he can respond to the adjustment they're given. Don't expect to see him run, but you might see him try something that they saw on film in the first half.
So on the 53-yard kickoff return, first down handoff, that is Jonathan Lee, the backup tailback, who powers his way forward for about 3 or 4 yards. And it'll be a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 coming up.
As we said, both teams will get a lot of personnel in here in the second half. We'll try to get some names out for you as the moment Dardensborg checks in. He's had some playing time this year.
We'll try to figure out setting the offense for you here in just a minute. Jordan Allen, of course, the quarterback. And on first down, it's a handoff right up the middle. That is Jose Soto. No, I take that back. They actually have a different back, and they're not 40, but 44 instead.
Angel Ramos.
And that is the tight end, actually, Angel Ramos, who got that carry and takes it all the way to the 36-yard line. So he goes for 6, 2 plays, and a first down already for the Lobos.
Jonathan Lee will check back in. Talked about Ethan Harrison the first half, got some touches. He's back in there as well.
They did not stop the clock on the first down. I'm going to watch the first dead ball and see what they're going to do with it. This is a keeper this time by Allen. Nice cut. He's across the 30. Takes a hard hit in the hip and gets dumped hard to the turf. Trying to see who's at the end of that. That may be the safety for Tyler Legacy. Number 10. Oh, that's actually a linebacker, Brooks Gallagher. who put that big hit on. There's a flag down at the end of that play. It happened at the 26-yard line.
And I'll be honest, I'm not surprised often in this game anymore, having been around it for half dozen decades, but when Jordan Allen crossed the line of scrimmage with the ball, I was a little surprised.
Yeah, and it's a holding penalty on the Lobos, so where that occurs is at the 26-yard line, so it basically goes right back to where it was at the 36-yard line. No harm, no foul, and we'll just do it again. 1st down and 10. And I'm trying to pick up. I got Mongo Williams out there, Jax Norman out there. Offensive line, I still see Tavion Morgan, Martin Guerrero. I don't know if I've got a different right guard. I'll see if I can't pick that up here in a second. Handoff inside a little bit, not much. 67 looks like he is the offensive right guard for Longview. That is Blair Williams, who'd been out injured the first couple of weeks. He's getting a chance to play tonight, the 325-pounder. When I asked John King a couple of days ago about any changes to the lineup, he said no, but apparently they've added Blair Williams back into things.
And a good time to get Williams some work in here in the second half.
All right, so short gain on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 34-yard line. Allen back to pass, got a man, caught far side, and that'll be across the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Ethan Harrison on the catch.
And that's what I expected to see from Jordan Allen here to start the second half, is some timing routes like that to work on. We talked about at the end of the first half, you've got a quarterback that, even though he had a lot of experience last year, struggled a little in the passing game. Anytime you can get him to work on these timing routes, it's important for him to do so.
Lobos pick up the 1st down. Clock still running, 24-yard line, 1st down. They'll hand off again up the middle. This is Soto. He's across the 20 to the 19-yard line, although looks like they'll mark him at the 20 for a gain of 4.
Yeah, you've also got Mekhi Stewart in there, sophomore wide receiver right now. Is checking back in is going to be Jonathan Lee.
So a hodgepodge of different Lobos we may not normally see out there, and we've got a man down, and there's another Red Raider that's banged up, it looks like. Maki Stewart also has been on the field. He's 27 for Longview. Keep an eye on seeing if he gets the ball. Offensive line gets to stay out and work in the second half. The quarterback gets to stay out and work, and all the other skill position players are right now kind of a rotating door of who's who.
Yeah, that's an injury you don't like to see there. And you've got mop-up time, and that's really what this second half is going to be, a lot of mop-up time. You don't want to lose any players to injury.
Well, it is for Longview. I think there's probably some guys on the legacy side who are not looking at this as mop-up time. They're looking at, we got bounced around in this first half. We better show up in the second. There's a handoff to Lee, who goes for a yard, backs up and then goes down hard, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, they mopped the floor with them in the first half, so we'll see what happens here. But it's tough. Renault's still out there. We talked about he's a good ball player. Has not looked nearly as impressive tonight as he did a year ago. A year ago, he seemed to be all over the field for Tyler Legacy.
Kelvin Washington checking in the game. 5'7" sophomore, 155-pounder. He's in the eye, and he's not going to get this one. We got almost looked like a broken play. Instead, the quarterback, Jordan Allen, dives ahead and takes down a defender with him at the 13-yard line as he lowered a shoulder on the guy in the secondary. Actually, Blake Easley is one of the linebackers and ran him over to the 13-yard line for a gain of 6, and that gets the Lobos another 1st down.
I do not think that was a called play. It looked like a broken play. In fact, John King looked out on the field, and Kelvin Washington kind of put his hands out to the side like, my bad.
I think he was supposed to go left and went right. And Allen made the most of it and picks up a 1st down. He'll find Washington this time, and he'll go to the end zone. That time he knew where to go. He found the hole in the right spot. And from 13 yards away, Kelvin Washington gets his first touchdown of the evening. And it's a 55-0 lead for Longview.
He may not have known what to do with it on the last play. He knew what to do then. He just took off, and looks like we're even going to get the backup kicker in here. Is number 90, Nicholas Onofre. Is that correct? Onofre.
Yeah. We got him last week, too. He got a couple of point after attempts late in the game last week. So he's on now to try for the point after. The senior, 5'9", and he hits that one through, and so it's 56-0. 7:36 left to play in the third quarter. All Lobos here at Rose Stadium. We'll take a break on game day.
Over the last 10 years, our office has achieved many record verdicts and settlements. Our commitment has always been to outwork and outfight any opponent we have in whatever courtroom we find ourselves in.
At Godarzi and Young, we have settlements and verdicts that are unmatched. Whether you come face to face with the corporation or the insurance company, they know that if they don't justly compensate our clients, they're going to have to face the Godarzi and Young trial team in the courtroom.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Charlene Ingram today.
Printing your photos just got easier. Just pick your size, color, and favorite photo, and we'll do the rest. Because your unforgettable moments are meant to be framed.
We welcome you back, 56-0. By the way, that was an 8-play, 47-yard drive for the touchdown. Took 3 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. Make that 4 minutes, 24 seconds off the clock. Here's the kick. No fair catch this time. They'll take it at the 6-yard line. And how about it? 30, 35, 40, 45. Ball popped out. I couldn't tell if the Lobos got it. Looks like they, did not get it. Legacy got it back at the 47-yard line. By the way, speaking of fumbles, the first fumble in the first half, the bad pitch, I had a chance to go back and watch that. Tadarian Boone got the touchdown in that. We couldn't tell. Far side of the field, it was all a jumble. We couldn't really see who it was, but going back and watching on YouTube, it was Boone who got that fumble recovery for the touchdown, so I want to give him credit on that.
Well, I was a little disappointed. The third-string kicker, I guess, John Masivas was in there, and I thought for a moment he was going to get a shot at a tackle on the play, but as it worked out, he did not, and looks like we had a little laundry on the field and had a little holding on Legacy that might have aided in that big return.
Oh, Lobos actually got the ball. They didn't signal that way, but now they do. So there was a holding penalty on Legacy. They declined that, and the Lobos got the ball back on the fumble. I did not see a signal saying the Lobos got it, but we are going to get a new quarterback as Andrew Tutt comes on the field.
It is indeed Tutt time as Andrew comes out. Square-built young man. He come out in the shotgun formation.
And on first down, he's going to hand the football off, and right up the middle for a yard or two is Brandavian Steverson. He goes for a couple, 2nd down and 8 coming up.
And I'm going to guess Tutt's getting the second line in because this is a much smaller unit in front of Tutt than we saw previously in front of Jordan Allen. They left Allen in one possession last play, and they gave him his personal bodyguards. This looks like maybe some different personnel out there in front of Tutt.
All right, well, it's 2nd down and 8. And off Steverson again, nothing doing. It'll be 3rd and 8. Tackled by 90. Jalen Dell, we saw him go out in the first half, so it's good to see him back on the field.
Steverson, who got to run behind the first-team offensive line some at the end of the half, probably is thinking right now that was the better deal.
So 3rd down and about 8 coming up now.
Be interesting to see if they green light Tutt to throw the football or if John King keeps it conservative. They're in the power eye, if that gives you any indication.
Yeah. I think it's safe. We're going to probably play a little conservative. How about no? Tutt back to pass, and he short arms that on an attempt to get it to Steverson in the flat. It'll be 4th down.
The clock does stop as the punting unit will come out.
So a couple of rushes and an incomplete pass, and Longview's going to hand the ball back over. Clock is stopping on the incomplete, so they have not agreed to run the clock at least.
A little bit of a fire drill when you have all those second-teamers in there, and then you've got to get your first-team punt unit back on the field. A lot of bodies passing each other going on and off the field.
All right, so 4th down. Michael Fields on for the punt, his 2nd one of this game, and it's going to hit at the 15 and take a legacy bounce where it stops at the 20-yard line with 5:59 left to play here in the third quarter. 56-0 our score.
Yeah, it took a legacy bounce because they hit Granville in the back and rode behind him, and so where the first touching occurs, they're going to mark the ball there.
Yeah, you say that, they're putting it at the 20.
Well, they are. I thought that's where the first touching occurred there.
I wonder if they saw it. They may not have actually seen it. All right, so we'll start this drive for Legacy. They're first of the second half at the 20-yard line. Back to pass. Quarterback Luke Wolf and his intended pass broken up in there for the Lobos. And now we're on to the second team defensive guys as well. That is Jacoby Granville, who knocked that away. And it'll bring up second down and 10.
A lot of different numbers out there. We'll try to bring you up to date as looks like DeAndre Drish is in there at the left corner.
Drish is out there. Kylan Sublett is out there.
Javion Robertson is in the safety position.
And I've got Thomas Roll, number 21, on the far side of the corner as well. Get at least the outside guys on second down and 10. Back to the ground, and nice open field tackle that time. Far side of the field. I'm trying to wait till he comes. I think that's Sublett that got in there for the tackle. It is. That'll be no gain. It'll be third down and 10.
Yeah, and this is a good test for this backup defense because it looks to be the same personnel for Legacy out on the field. It looks to be their starter still out there.
Yep. Let's see. Defensive line has Jordan Wright. Zarius Shepard is out there. I see Brendan Reese putting a hand down at a defensive end spot. Third down and 10. Wolf back to pass. He's got some pressure. Lobs one up. Boy, that was almost Sublett, who had a basket catch in mind. And I think somebody got a little piece of that. And it's incomplete. But I think he had big eyes right there. Like, look what just landed in my literal lap.
Well, they have attempted on 3 or 4 occasions tonight to set that screen up. Hasn't worked yet. And that time it almost worked in an INT that he could have probably taken back had he caught it in stride.
All right, so it's fourth down and 10. Clock stops on the incomplete with 5:10 to play in the third quarter. 56-0. It was 49-0 at the half. Here comes the rugby-style kick again. Line drive, end over end. Hits the 45 and gets another legacy roll inside the 40. They're trying to breeze it down to the 37-yard line where it'll stop. And that's where the Lobos take it over with 5:05 left to play in the third.
As a few folks begin to pick up their stadium seats and meander their way back to Gregg County with what looks to be a very easy road win this evening here at Rose Stadium.
Well, this has been a home away from home for the Longview folks. We talked about John King's record here is 20-1, I believe. This side of the stands remained almost full. The home side of the stands,
sparse.
There's a lot of fans disguised as empty seats.
Yes. Tuck back under center here.
First down, handoff. Washington gets a couple yards, spins at the 42-yard line on contact, and it's going to bring up a second down.
Appeared to be the same play he scored the touchdown on the last time he had a touch, and so at 56-0, clock running, 4:45 to go.
Kelvin Washington going to get some chances here. He went for about 5 on that first play.
Remind everybody, next week I get to take you down to Lufkin, Texas, one of my former hometown. I look forward to visiting Ray's Drive-In, getting a burger there on Timberland Street.
In other words, you tell me we're leaving early next week.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Heading down, 7:30 kickoff next week, by the way. Here's Washington into the secondary, lowers the shoulder. Big contact that time with Todrick Ragsdale, the senior safety, and Washington goes down to the 38-yard line of Legacy.
I believe Washington got the best of that. Ragsdale came up a little tender. We'll try to shake the cobwebs out.
That one good for 20. A lot of excitement around Kelvin Washington. He's not going to get a ton of carries because he's blocked by Taylor Tatum, obviously, this year. But he's going to get his time. On the handoff, Washington again. Tried to bounce it outside and just didn't have anywhere to go. They're ripping at the football right now, and there's a little bit of extracurriculars inside. 76 for Tyler Legacy in particular. Took umbrage at something that happened. That is Ethan Simpson, a junior defensive lineman.
Yeah, right away the side judge and the umpire left their typical positions and got in there to help that head linesman clean that up to make sure we didn't get any silliness going on.
Yeah, we already had an ejection in the first half. The Lobos lost Jeremiah Rougley, and the Red Raiders lost Travis Jackson to a little mutual unsportsmanlike penalty. Hand off to Soto, yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down.
The Lobos right now keeping it pretty simple. They've got young Tudd in there. Andrew is a junior. Got a little playing time his sophomore year. He was the quasi-second/third stringer a year ago, depending on the injury circumstance.
Kelvin coming back into the game. Out for Longview, who just checked in a play or two ago, was Adrian Davis, senior tight end. There it is on 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 34-yard line. 2:51 to play in the 3rd. Tuck going to roll to his right, looking. Well, went way high. I'm not sure if that was a pass that was supposed to be to Washington, who was running a little deeper route, or underneath him was Maki Stewart, who actually was kind of open, and either Tuck missed him badly or missed Kelvin Washington not quite so badly.
Talk about game reps. You just don't get many of them when you're a backup quarterback. So every once in a while, coaches will let you take a shot downfield to see if you're capable of doing that should you get pressed into action this year.
4th down and 7, and they're in no man's land, 34-yard line. You're too long for a field goal. You're too short for a punt, and so John King's playing this like he normally would. 4th and 7 at 34. They're going to go for this. They're not trying to blow up the score. This is just where you are. Pass out to Soto. He drops it. It wouldn't have mattered. He had 2 Red Raiders coming at him anyway, and that would have not gotten a 1st down unless he was a magic man. Either way, it'll be Red Raider ball with 2:40 left to play in the 3rd.
Talked about the success of Longview here at this stadium. Now, Legacy, former Tyler Lee, as we mentioned, always seemed to be the somewhat stepchild of the old East Texas district. Now, the other high school here in town, which is now Tyler High, Tyler Lee had a lot of success at Rose Stadium. We'll talk about that a little bit in a moment.
I'll tell you what, the win last week by Legacy over Lee actually ties up their series for the first time. They're 33 apiece now in games they played against each other. 1st down, handoff Pearson again, and he goes across the 35, maybe the 36-yard line for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
If you're not familiar with Tyler, the former John Tyler, now Tyler High, is on the north side of town, and Tyler Legacy on the south side. The former John Tyler had a couple of state championships. Corky Nelson is the head coach, later head coach of North Texas, led by Earl Campbell, and his 2 brothers won a state championship in the early 70s. And Alan Wilson won one here as well.
2nd down and 8. Javion Robertson out there at safety now in the middle of the field. And now, of course, I said that, he'll spin down. Handoff again to Pearson, nothing doing. Holy cow. Sublets there to come over the top. Down there at the bottom of that pile was, we got 40, oh, that's 48. That's LaQuavion Jackson. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 8.
And a lot of amazing games have been played here at Rose Stadium. The state championship that Highland Park participated in that had such an overflowing crowd that led us to one single site.
Yep.
Was here when Stafford led them to a state championship.
3rd down, Wolf back to pass, rolling away from Reese. Got a man, shoots it wide, aiming for Micah Pearson. He missed him. It's 4th down.
For many people, maybe the best ball game ever played here was Reggie McNeil, the former Lufkin quarterback, who defeated Euless Trinity in a rainy, foggy Saturday afternoon playoff game. And, of course, many of us got to see Ryan Mallett, the former Razorback quarterback, take on Matt Stafford here one night in a playoff game between Texas High and Highland Park. So a lot of great footballs played in this stadium.
And for those of you who know that name, Ryan Mallett, he's actually a head coach in Arkansas now.
Yeah, he's at, is that Whitehall where he's at?
Yeah, Whitehall High School. All right, here's a snap. Baxter stays in his spot and boots this one, a little high kick, fair caught at the 38-yard line. catch on that is Javion Robertson. And so with 1:13 left to play in the third quarter, Lobos will get it back again. 37-yard. They're kind of playing out the string here in what was a very entertaining first half if you are a Lobo fan. This second half, you're still enjoying the heck out of it because you're up 56-0.
You're a Legacy fan. Your thoughts have drifted on to the homecoming festivities and trying to put this one behind you as quick as you can.
Or you're replaying last week's win over Tyler High in 4 overtimes. Movement that time by the left guard, or left tackle rather, for the Lobos, and so they'll get a 5-yard penalty. They have not had many of those tonight. Been a pretty clean game as far as penalties are concerned.
Yeah, when you go back to week 1 against McKinney Boyd, when they several times put themselves behind the chains with either motion penalties or holding penalties and made it a more difficult night than it should have been, a lot cleaner this week.
This is the third and final non-district game of the season for the top-ranked Lobos. So they've had a chance to work on stuff for 3 weeks. It gets real next week. Lufkin's in district, and then the game that's sitting on the schedule that everybody's taking an eye at, of course, is the game coming up on September the 23rd back at Lobo Stadium. That is Lancaster coming in, and most people are believing the winner of that game probably has the inside track to winning this district championship.
Well, Lancaster last night had their hands full. Denton Geyer jumped on them early and often as they were fighting up in weight class last night against Geyer.
Second down, 11, almost 12 after that game. Back to the ground they go. And this one, Jonathan Lee gets away from one defender. Splits a couple more and dives forward near the first down at the 47-yard line. He's going to be maybe a yard shy. Yeah, let's see. Yep, 3rd and short. Made a little something happen there with a little exciting. He split 2 defenders in the backfield and comes up just shy of the first down, 3rd and a yard.
That should be the last play of the quarter, as we should be headed to the fourth quarter now.
Well, the Lobos win the quarter 7-0. We talk about you want to win a quarter, not. They won that one. After winning the first one 14-0, 35-0 in the second, 7-0 in the third. It's a 56-0 lead. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the fourth quarter here on Longview Game Day.
Howdy, East Texas. Neil McCoy here for Patterson Nissan in Longview, home of the free lifetime warranty. Shopping for a pre-owned vehicle has never been easier. Just head over to PattersonCars.com and you'll find over 1,400 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, many certified pre-owned and backed by the Patterson Lifetime Warranty. And you can buy with confidence because each one has to pass a 167-point inspection before it's listed for sale. Log on and find your new-to-you pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at PattersonCars.com.
House party? We got you covered. Office meeting? Come on, treat them right. Game day? You know we're here for it. Get your taco, nacho, or fajita bar today, only at Juicy's Taco.
Chuck, Zach, and Tony Kirk along with you here on Longview Game Day. It has been all Lobos. 56-0 as we start the fourth quarter. They'll flip the fields for the last time today. As we start quarter number 4, Andrew Tuddick, quarterback, handing off to Lee, who goes up and over and down. Now, he needed a yard for the first down. They're going to say, got it, move the chains.
I'm not sure if that sound you heard was the air coming out of the running back when he hit the turf, or the crowd when they saw him get lifted up into the air. But either way, he'll be watching himself on that several times this week, I promise.
I'm sure he will.
He will wear YouTube out this week to see that.
Yeah, I look like the Flying Nun. That's what he looked like. That's for old people back. That's a class of 73? That's you guys. That was for you.
You get the Flying Nun reference.
That was for you.
Yeah.
All right, first down. To the ground we go. I think I heard a whistle. No, maybe not. I thought I heard a whistle. Maybe I'm just hearing stuff.
That's people making fun of you for that Flying Nun reference.
Gain of a couple. That's Steverson with the carry. And it's second down and 8.
As I said, I think Steverson enjoyed running behind that first team offensive line at the end of the first half. But either way, it's pretty much ground chuck at this point as the clock continues to run under 11 minutes.
We got a young lady sitting next to us who laughed at that flying nun thing.
Well,
I'm not so sure about
probably laughing
that.
because she didn't know what you were talking about.
She knew. Pass, first completion for Tut tonight. That one out into the flat. It is caught by Ethan Harrison, and he'll drag a defender with him to the 40-yard line. That's a first down for the Lobos.
Yeah, nice completion for Tut there. A little timing pattern. Have him break out. You want to have the ball waiting on him when he makes his move, and that time it worked and kept it in bounds, and clock's rolling.
1 for 4 for Tut now. And back to the ground go the Lobos. That's Lee with the cut and pushed forward to the 35-yard line. Gain of 5 will make it second down and 5.
Sounds like from across the way, the Legacy band still having a good time, even in this blowout loss. They're over there, got the drum laying going and dancing, and nobody cares. Typically, coaches complain when the band plays during live play. Tonight, I think they welcome it.
They may want to drown out the weeping. Second down and 5, another handoff to Lee. And Lee, I'll tell you what, I'm not so sure about that tackle that time. Jackson Ashcraft kind of had him around the waist. That almost looked like you're practicing for the homecoming dance.
I don't know, but I've seen better tackling at calf scrambles. That was not a good job of bringing him down. But Lee's running hard. I'll give him credit.
5-yard gain. They'll move the chains again. Another first down. Lee so far now, that's 8 carries, 31 yards for Jonathan. 9:23 and counting. I got to cognizant about the clock here.
That's probably more yards than Tatum got tonight. No more touches than he had.
Tatum had 7 for 61. Handoff again, Lee. And this time he's going backward, and he does get calf wrestled down. Number 76 that time for Legacy on the tackle. That's Ethan Simpson. He's had a couple of nice plays.
Lobos continue to huddle up and try to work a little clock off here.
Second down and 13, back at the 33-yard line.
About an hour and 45 minutes too late, we get a little breeze up here.
Yeah, it feels nice.
As we set up on the visitor side this evening.
Well, this is our third time, I think, to come here. We'll have another one later this year for the Tyler High game. We come back to Rose Stadium again, but you can't see it very well from your viewpoints, obviously, but the visitors' stands, they've started to move out a little bit, but this place was, I would guess, about 90% packed on the visitor side when this game started tonight.
Strong crowd. You kind of get a sense that the Longview faithful realize this may be a very special season with all this talent if they can stay healthy.
Man in motion will hand the ball to him. Little cut up the field, 30 down to the 27-yard line.
That's Stewart.
Yeah, first carry for Maki Stewart on that little jet sweep, and it's, let's see, going to be a third down coming up.
We saw him run that a couple times with Tatum when he runs that or lines up out there in that slot position. They like to sneak Taylor Tatum out there and get the defense to go to sleep and not realize the running back's in that slot receiver position and bring that back around. It's similar to almost a wingback trap you'll see with some of the option offenses.
He went for 4. It was a lot more impressive looking than it resulted. Gain of 4, third down and 9. Tut back to pass. Got a little time. Throws one up. He's got a receiver, Stewart, and went the wrong side of him. Double coverage was coming, and it's incomplete. And it's fourth down.
You kind of give him a seal that. Tut dropped back, got his feet set well, waited, let the receiver clear, then just didn't throw a very good ball. As you said, threw it to the wrong side of him, never gave him a chance.
And kind of hung it up there a little bit, gave the second defender a chance to get into that play. So it's fourth down now, same place we were at the last drive on this side of the field. Fourth down and 9. Around the 30-yard line, you're going to go for it just because it's what you would do in any game. So far, John King just has different personnel out there, but it's still they're managing the game, and the Lobos look like they're going to take a timeout. They'll take one, we'll take one. 7:31 left on the clock here in the fourth quarter. It's all Lobos, 56-0 on game day.
At Godarzi and Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
In Longview, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Charlene Ingram for your insurance and financial needs.
All right, we welcome you back. I tell you what, the last play, the incomplete, ended the half. The one before that, the total offense right now, 399 yards for the Lobos, 48 for Legacy.
That's both sides of the ball domination.
Back to pass, Maki Stewart open, Tut finally throws it. Late throw, great catch, 20, 15, and inside to the 14-yard line. Andrew was way late on the throw, it looked like, but when he got it there with some zip, and Stewart made the catch and the run for the first down.
Tell you what, he had glue fingers that time. It just stuck to it. Got sandwiched by two defenders just as the ball got there, but Maki would not give the ball up and just brought it down and went and got a little more to go with it.
They needed 9, they got 14. First down at the 15-yard line. High formation, Lee the deep back, Soto in front of him. And yep, they're going to get a flag. And I tell you what, the Legacy linebacker was very much practicing for being a referee. He did the whole motion very well. The arm motion, the spinning arms, that was almost textbook.
You can almost issue him stripes and a whistle at this point. If he can't play defense, he can always work at Foot Locker.
Oh, now stop. 5-yard penalty back to the 20, where it'll be 1st and 15. 6:31 left in this. We'll try it again. Same setup. To the ground to Lee. Looking, bounce it to right tackle. Still on his feet, and just leans forward and lunges to the 12-yard line for a gain of 8.
Clock continues to roll as we now approach 6 minutes left to play. Appreciate all of you joining us this evening on Texarkana Game Day, whether it was via Facebook, and we particularly appreciated those of you who weighed in and told us you were watching, or those of you who watched us on YouTube.
And here we go. From that earlier flying nun, somebody class of 73 says, "We remember flying nun, thank you."
There's actually a play they ran back in 73.
Really, was that?
Yeah.
Flying, you getting none yards on that? Hand off to Lee again. There's a cut into the end zone. Touchdown, Lobos. Jonathan Lee from 12 yards away. We're getting into the 60s, 62-0.
Well, it's time to change the tire. We've had a blowout.
Oh, now it's a blowout?
Yeah.
Now? Now it's a blowout. Wow. All right, well, it's official then. Mr. Kirk says we got a blowout. And we got our third kicker on there, John Menceveus.
Yeah, he got the kick off a while ago. Now he gets a chance to get a point.
Get a point. Let's see. Got a new holder, too. Kick is up. How about it's good? Hold, by the way, by Ethan Harrison. And it's officially 63-0. We'll take the break. We'll come back. 5:38 left to play on game day.
And now at OR, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at OR Cadillac GMC in Longview.
Crunch has everything you need to find your mode. Come check out Crunch Fitness with a free guest pass.
Lobos go 13 plays, 68 yards for that 9th touchdown of the ball game. And that was the one that was the official blowout because Longview fans started to pack up and head for the door.
Most of them are on their way out at this point.
They weren't sure at 56-0 if this was secure.
Could be a nail biter.
They got to 63 and they felt good, and a bunch of folks are going to start heading back toward Gregg County. 5:38 left to play in the third game of the season. And we remind you, next Friday night, down to Lufkin we go. We're going to climb the steps at Abe Martin and get you ready for the district opener, the #1 ranked Lobos, to take on the old rival from Lufkin. There's a kick that's live ball still rolling around. It'll be picked up at the 3. And this is going to be trouble for Legacy. They are not going to get past the 5. Yeesh.
And that is why for a few kickoffs tonight, and there's been many of them tonight for Longview, Legacy had made the decision to start fair catching. That one they didn't have that option, so great coverage once again from the special teams.
Give a love for the special teams coach there. That's Josh Rankin, whose teams had a very good night. They partially blocked a punt. They allowed no kick returns past the 25-yard line all night long.
And 9 extra points, you never just laugh about. That's an accomplishment.
No, you're not kidding. And we got timeout before we get going. And John King, who's got a 63-0 lead with 5.5 minutes left, rips off the headset. Mad about something that was going on out there in the lineman. He's not even going to this huddle. He's just going to let the defensive staff deal with where they weren't lining up good. Well, you want to get to 200 wins because you take every detail seriously, and that's what's going on right now. It may be 63-0, but that group out there is responsible for the play that's about to happen, and he wasn't happy with something that was going on before we ever snapped the ball. John Barry gets to go out there and deal with the kids because I think John King realizes, I don't want to come across bad on this.
No.
We're up 63-0. DC needs to go out there and chew on them.
Well, I'll tell you what, 200 wins, and I know he had it and took a step back, and this is the second time he's achieved it, but it's just an impressive statistic, and you got a state championship to go along with that. These are glory days for Longview football.
All right, first down. We got a run up the middle by the quarterback. If that's Wolf still out there, he went for a few across the 10 for a gain of about 5. It'll be second down and 5. And actually, I didn't think that was him. That is the backup quarterback, Landon Miller. We saw him in the pregame warm-ups, and he throws a beautiful ball. He's a left-handed quarterback. And Keaton Daniels and I were watching him warm up, and he's going, boy, that quarterback could throw. Well, that wasn't the starter. That was the backup. And we'll see if Miller actually gets a chance to throw the ball around a little bit here. But he has a gorgeous throwing football when he releases it. Gain of 5 on the play. Second and 5 coming up. We're down to 4:47. Here he is. Miller back to pass. Throw, right through. It looked like maybe a little behind the shoulder of the intended target. That was Zabrian Hood, who can't come down with it. It'll be third down.
It looked like a left-handed pitcher there. He brought that thing up around the ear and rifled it across the middle. By the way, if you're curious about former Longview High School quarterback Haynes King, he'll be in action tomorrow against Appalachia State down in College Station, as the Aggies will have their second start of the season, and Haynes King will be back in action then.
Third down now, 3rd and 5, 4:40 left in this game. Miller back to pass. He'll roll to his left. He's got a man, sees him, throws it, and whoa, went way wide. He had a guy open. And for a second there, it looked like Kalen Greenhouse was open for the first down, and Miller, I don't know if he felt the pressure coming and just got a little nervous or just missed it. Either way, incomplete, and it's going to be another 3 and out for the Red Raiders.
And that was the throwing motion you fell in love with during warm-ups.
Well, no, not that one. That other one that I saw when there weren't any defenders out there and nobody was chasing him.
I haven't seen a lefty throw a ball like that since Bill Clinton.
Wow. All right, here comes the punt from Baxter. This one, fair catch being called for. A lot of contact, but I'll tell you what, that's a pretty gutsy fair catch falling forward from Javion Robertson. And the Lobos will take over again. They've been loving the 34-yard line. They're a little shy of that this time. Let's see if we're going to put this down. They've started 2 possessions from the 34 in the second half, or in the first half, and scored. This time it's 36.
And the reign of Tut will continue here as he has a word with John King before returning to the huddle.
All right, well, you get one more shot at it. First down and 10, 36-yard line, probably last offensive possession. Kelvin Washington with a handoff. He's got a first down, gets down to the 21-yard line, gain of 15.
Tell you what, Washington has run hard tonight. Lee's run hard tonight. Seems like everybody they've put in there has the fresh legs and determination to try to get that thing back in the end zone.
You know, what this does is it allows Taylor Tatum to really stay fresh.
Yes, it's the week before district to have such a light workload on Tatum is a true blessing.
Tatum, for the afternoon, had 1 reception and 7 carries.
And really for the afternoon, because since the sun has gone down, we haven't seen Tatum much.
No. Handoff again, big hole, Steverson. He's to the 15 and bulling forward for another 7 yards, and it's second down and 3.
Continue to work a few folks in. We're going to see, looks like that's number 40, Jose Soto back in there, maybe get another touch.
Yep, Steverson coming out of the game. Clock down to 3:16 and counting. As the Lobos, who were up 14-0 at the quarter, had a 35-0 second quarter, aided by 2 turnovers on consecutive offensive plays that were defensive touchdowns. There's a handoff to Soto, and he's going to be real close to the 11-yard line. That really springboarded this blowout. Was 21-0, and then fumble and interception, back-to-back offensive plays. Fumble recovery on a bad pitch by Tadarian Boone in the end zone, and Billy Smith with a defensive lineman's dream, a deflected pass that came back to him at the 25-yard line. He gets to run it in for a touchdown, and the route was on at that point in time.
Smith will lay in bed tonight and see all that green turf here at Rose Stadium between he and the goal line, and remember, he got to rumble in for the score.
Oh, that's just a lineman's dream, no doubt. Handoff Steverson up the middle. He's bulling, still going, touchdown, 69-0. Another 12-yard touchdown run for the Lobos. This time, Brandarian Steverson with the touchdown.
Now, you made the statement right before the half. John King won't be happy if this is a 49-0 score at the end of the game. That was the score at half. Is he happy now?
Oh, I think that makes you happy. Yeah. Chance for 70. Bad snap. They don't get it done. And, of course, the holder's knee was down, and so they stick on 69. Eek. Okay. That's all right.
We may have a do-over on this. What do we? Well, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, we got flags down, but I think maybe
on the offense.
Yeah. So the point after, no good. Yeah, we already had folks posting up 70. We didn't get 70.
No.
We got 69, and then it stops.
Well, I mentioned a while ago, it's no easy task to get 9 extra points. Even more difficult to get 10.
We'll take the break. Frank's fussing at me to take a break. We'll take a break. We'll come back. 2:06, 69-0 Lobos here on Game Day.
Don't fumble when you're looking for your next trailer. At R&J Trailers, we got the hookup. Cargo Mate, Hallmark, Text Line, Diamond C. We've got the inventory selection to get you into the end zone. Snap into savings with R&J Trailers. Don't pass up on the best deals around. R&J Trailers in Longview and online at rnjtrailers.com. We've got the hookup.
All right, well, 2:06 to play. No free tacos tonight. You had to get the 70 to get the free tacos.
Who gives out tacos?
I just think somebody should give out free tacos when you get 70.
I think that every day, but it hardly ever happens. And 70 hardly ever happens either.
That didn't happen. Here's the kickoff. Little pooch kick, short one. It's going to be muffed on the run. Ball's loose, still loose. And let's see. Red Raiders acting like they got it. And it'll be all the way back to the 15. So it looked like they were going to have a kick return out across the 25 for the first time, and they fumbled it backward. And it's going to be back around the 15-yard line. They're still on piling from this. I'm saying the Red Raiders have it.
Well, Legacy did everything they could to try to get the Lobos over the 70 mark.
They heard about free tacos.
With 1:59 to go, but looks like now they can come out and run 3 plays and maybe salt this thing away, or at least put a bullet in it.
There's 1:59 left. Unless there's a turnover, we should end at 69-0. That's going to be one number that's impressive. There goes a handoff on first down. Whoa, fumbled ball, but it looked like the runner was down already by contact. I'm not sure. They got a new running back in there, and he took a shot. That is Keyshawn Howland, the junior. He was listed as their number 2 running back. He hadn't seen the game at all today. Comes in at 69-0 and takes that hit.
Yeah, he's going to wish he hadn't got to play at all after that. He's going to be sore tomorrow from that one hit alone. He just had his legs taken out from under him, and the turf calls a fumble because he hit so hard.
How about some guys out there? Devin Vargas is out there at defensive tackle. We'll get his name mentioned real quickly, see if I got anybody else on the second down. Miller keeping it himself, and he'll come forward back to the original line of scrimmage, the 15-yard line. On the tackle that time for the Lobos was DeAndre Drish.
I think got John, and I'm going to let you pronounce John's last name. Is that
Kawich?
Kawich is out there playing a little middle linebacker right now.
All right.
Is Kawich anything like a Techwich?
No, nothing like that at all.
Different.
That's something you don't want to go anywhere near.
Okay.
That's bad.
Technology, folks.
No, that's a lot
Put that voodoo on your equipment.
Let's do this, because we're going to have to break this down real fast at the end of this, and I want to make sure we don't ignore it as you guys are watching the last play or so it's going off, handoff inside. We've got what will be the 200th win now of John King's coaching career at Longview. That's the same number of wins Richard Petty had. What was his nickname again?
King Richard.
How about that? King Richard and Coach King at 200.
And who's been quarterbacking in the second half?
Who's been quarterbacking? It's been Andrew Tutt.
Another King, I tell you. We 3 kings of
something
corn.
are.
Yeah.
But the Lobos will go shake some hands. They continue their domination of the Red Raiders, holding a 69-0 clinic here at Rose Stadium. And in this series now, 47-14-2. The winning streak is now 18 in a row over the Red Raiders, and John King's home away from home. He's now 21-1 as he picks up career victory number 200 here at Rose Stadium tonight. 69-0 the final. Again, we're going to quickly wrap things up here. Here's the totals. 2 first downs for the Red Raiders. The Lobos had 30 tonight. 39 yards rushing, 254 for the Lobos, 39 for the Red Raiders. 15 yards passing, 215 for Longview. Longview ended up with 469 yards of offense, 254 for Tyler Legacy. Quick on the leaderboard for the Lobos, because to be honest with you, Tyler's numbers are not worth talking about. Rushing, Taylor Tatum, 7 carries, 61 yards. Kelvin Washington, 5 for 56. Jonathan Lee, 11 for 48. Elijah Johnson, 7 for 35. Brandarian Stevenson, 6 for 24. Soto had 4 for 12. Passing the football, Allen, 12 of 17, 191 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tutt was 2 of 6 for 24 yards. Freddie Hawkins, 4 catches, 75 yards and a touchdown. Hale had 2 for 48. Johnson, 3 for 26, all of them with touchdowns. Ethan Harrison, 2 for 20 tonight.
You missed the show. Hale and Elijah Johnson, that wasn't Hale actually, that was Simmons and Elijah Johnson had backflip show-offs there.
Yeah, I hope they don't get hurt. I want to see that.
You don't need a grammatical error going into district.
Anyway, we're done for tonight. Big win for the Lobos. They carry a 49-0 lead, add 22 in the second half, make it 69-0. Next week, 7:30 kickoff. Pre-game about 7:15. We'll be down in Lufkin. Old rivals back to renew it for the district opener as the top-ranked Lobos winning a runaway here at Tyler's Rose Stadium, and they hand John King career victory number 200. Great night. Thanks so much to the camera crew, Frank Sides, producer extraordinaire. For Tony Kirk, I'm Chuck Zach. You've been watching a presentation of Longview Lobo football right here on the home of